It's why I'm staring at your girlfriend's eyes. I'm a lesbian rocker. I wish I was a lesbian rocker. But they play my song on the TV. Well, if I was a lesbian rocker, I would have listened to the battery guitar. Well, I would never shave my arms in hair. I would be headlining Lilith Fair. It's those girls I like a bunch, and it's the part, but I like a bunch. I'm a lesbian rocker. I wish I was a lesbian rocker. Then they play my song on the TV. If I was a lesbian rocker, I'd have an Elvis Costello battery guitar. Wish I was a lesbian rocker. That they play my songs on MTV. If I was a lesbian rocker, I'd have an Elvis Costello battery. I wish I was a lesbian rocker. That they play my song on MTV. If I was a lesbian rocker, I'd have an Elvis Costello battery. I'd have an Elvis Costello battery. I'd have an Elvis Costello battery.
Oh, it's not done yet.
Then they play the songs on MTV. If I was a lesbian rocker, I'll have an Elvis battery.
Oh, there you go. Welcome. It's Ray Lytle's Morning Disaster. We do it every morning right here on the Morning Disaster phone apps. We do it right here on the website and, of course, on Facebook, where we bring you the live Morning Disaster show. It is brought to you by our friends at Recon Tex at 8th and Black. Recon Tex, head west, sub stop, head west. You know when you want a great sub, you've got to head west. It is also brought to us by Hendricks Home Furnishing in Verdon. Hendricks. Take that short drive to Verdon. It's well worth it. Of course, DTE Technologies, 408-0001. Core Installation, 741-1079. Two Men and a Truck at 866-0864. Two Men in a Truck. And we've got a great show for you today. Great show. So thank you so much for tuning in.
And stay a while. FMD file can make you smile. Here I am listening away to the radio waves of the Morning Disaster. Thinking to myself, what a silly bunch of sick little big bastards. Thinking my crazy day go by just a little bit faster. It's unbridled, it's unrivaled. It's Ray Lytle's Morning Disaster. It's Ray Lytle's Morning Disaster. Ray Lytle's morning disaster.
Yeah, good morning.
Hey kids, what time is it?
Let's start it.
The alarm clock screams and there's a cat butt in my face. I don't want to get up, face the human race. I take a shower, I take a pee, I drink some coffee, watch some TV. But nothing seems to keep my eyes open. Nothing seems to get my blood flowing. Called up a friend of mine and asked what lights a fire under your behind. He says he spells relief, R-A-Y-L-Y-T-L-E. Have no fear, the gang's all here, so clean out your ears for the morning disaster. They got gas and brass and testes and rock and roll piled up to the rafters. They're really immature and there's no cure, but they'll be your favorite broadcasters. And it's Ray Lytle's morning disaster. And it's Ray Lytle's morning disaster. I took my friend's advice to heart. I bought myself an FM radio. Now every weekday starts with a visit from the morning disaster show. And now I spell relief, R-A-Y-L-Y-T-L-E. Have no fear, the gang's all here, so clean out your ears for the morning disaster. They got gas and breast and testes and rock and roll piled up to the rafters. They're really immature, but there's no cure, but they'll be your favorite podcasters. It's Ray Lytle's morning disaster. It's Ray Lytle's morning disaster.
Good morning, gentlemen. We are here. It is Ray Lytle's morning disaster. I see America's sweetheart is awake.
Good morning.
Hello, sir. How are you?
I'm here.
As well as Jason is in there.
Good morning.
Once again, we are joined by Jason. Very happy. And we have listeners ready to call. 815-414-2125. The phone lines, I have them up.
That's a change.
We got a call yesterday, but here's the deal. The call yesterday came when the show ended.
Oh.
So I don't want people thinking that I'm blowing off calls because I am not.
Maybe somebody called during a replay thinking it was live.
Yeah, someone called during the replay thinking it was live. That must have been it. Because I have been very good lately. at answering the phone when it's called live, or at least seeing it rigged, and choosing to not answer it. You know, but I have been awake, is what I'm getting at.
I mean, as long as you're not leaving people on hold for 45 minutes.
Yeah. That's the goal. like poor TJ. Was that a week ago when that happened?
I think that's his fault for waiting so long.
Well, you know, TJ's got my home. TJ has my phone. He could have sent me a text saying, "Hey, answer the phone, dumbass."
That's on him.
Well, you answered the phone. It's just you never acknowledged him.
He could have said talk or reminded me. He could have texted me and said, "Hey, I'm on hold, dipshit," and I would have picked him up. He didn't do anything. He just sat there for 45 minutes. It was very polite of him, actually. And I love TJ, and I appreciate him doing it, but he could have told me. I mean, Or like there are some other people that I picked up and put on hold and right in the middle of something and then forgot about, and they just hang up or they blurt something out, and I go, "Oh, what is that?" You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
TJ just sat there and said nothing.
It's because he's a professional.
For 45 minutes. You know. Fat 420 says he was busy yesterday. He had to get a couple new used tires. He wants to say, he said, did Rocky gloat saying he was right about Zoom all along? I will let the other two gentlemen answer that question.
You could just take out saying he was right about Zoom. Just say, did Rocky gloat?
Yeah, the answer is yes. Rocky gloats. Rocky gloats every day. Of course he gloated about Zoom. That's like asking, did the sun come up yesterday? Of course. The sun came up and Rocky gloated. Those are like the two definites in a daily, in a day. He gloated. Absolutely. I've got the funniest story about someone I know. I cannot say this person made me. They said, you got to swear to me. You will not say my name. I said, I swear I will not say your name. They said, I've got a story.
I'll say your name.
I said, I should not be telling you this story, but I'm going to tell you. I said, okay. So this person says, the story starts out. He goes, I was shopping at Target. I said, okay. He goes, I was shopping, and while I was walking at Target, my stomach started rumbling. I say, okay. And he says, it was rumbling, and it was out of nowhere. And he says, then it went from rumbling to I felt the urge like I had to go to the bathroom. I was like, okay.
And the Lamaze breathing started.
And he said,
And
he, by the way, it could be a she. I was saying, I'm not going to say the name, so I'm just using he as a pronoun. So he says, so they say, I had to go to the bathroom. It dawned on me. So they start walking to the bathroom. And then they go to say, by the way, Lance is saying, it was Belint, wasn't it? I'm telling you. I want to preface this because if it's not Sean. It's not Sean. And it's a very embarrassing story. And Sean's got enough shit going on. I don't want to share this,
Yeah, he has enough embarrassing shit going on.
And if it was Sean,
plus there was no long, boring story before the story.
If it was Sean, I would say,
well, Ray, I was at Target the other day.
well, I would say,
let me tell you about Target. I've missed a bunch of Targets when my dating age is.
I would be saying stuff like, this person, definitely not Sean. Definitely not Sean. And so it's not Sean. So this person decides they better start going to the bathroom because now this is catching up with them. Chris says Sean can't afford Target. So they start walking.
He's got the Circle app. He can afford a couple things.
As he's walking to the bathroom, he said the craziest. He says this never happened to him before. He said, as he's walking, he's like, "Oh my God!" The urgency went from none to
911.
DEFCON 5.
Yes, and he's like, "Oh my God!" And so he starts walking fast. He's like, "Oh!" And then, as he's
You're using that
as he's 5
finger and jeans plug.
Yeah. As he's 5 feet from the door, he just can't hold it. So he goes, oh, oh, oh. And then he goes, oh my God, it feels like just a little bit's popping out. Oh my God. And some starts seeping out. He goes, my pants will catch it enough to where it's not gonna go. He says, right when he walks into the bathroom and he's gonna get to the stall.
It's the other gender's bathroom.
No, he realizes the stall is actually kind of far from the door than he thought. He thought he'd be able to, once he opened the door, he thought he'd be fine. And
no, you got like another 15 feet.
Yeah.
At a Target bathroom.
And when he realized that was the case, it's just like
full release in the pants.
Yeah. And he said he walked to the stall and he said there was a trail.
Oh God.
Well, at least he could find his way back.
So there was a
it's like Hansel and Gretel.
There was a trail.
Didn't get lost.
From the door to the stall, there was a trail of shit. And then he flings open the door to go to the restroom. I should have asked if it was handicapped or what he was doing.
Let me guess. He stepped in it and slipped and fell on the floor.
No, he
buzzes his head on the toilet.
He goes into the stall and attempts to pull his pants down, and it's going everywhere.
Oh.
So he sits down, and now at this point, it's just going everywhere. And he's like, oh my God, how is this even possible? There's so much shit is coming out of me. And it's just going. So he said
it's very echoey. It's very echoey in a Target bathroom, so everyone else could probably hear it too.
And he said, well, he's the only person in the bathroom at this time. Okay.
Doesn't matter. They can hear it outside.
There's more.
It's like a tin can in there.
There's so much more to this story.
People in electronics heard it.
So he says he gets in the bathroom and he takes his pants off. And at this point he notices his shoes are just covered.
Oh God.
Both shoes, which means
it went down both legs.
Running down both pant legs. Oh my God. I mean, just what horror. I can't even imagine how terrible this was. So it's running down both pant legs. And he's like, oh God. And finally he empties himself up and he's like, oh my God. And he's just sitting there in a shit covered existence. And he says his underwear and pants are just destroyed. So he takes them off and he's like, oh my God. And so his plan is, he goes, oh, I know. I will clean these pants up. So
in the sink.
Yes. As he's in the restroom, someone comes in the bathroom. And all he can do, and he's in the stall. And so all he could hear is the person.
Oh my God.
The person comes in and goes, what the goddamn, someone shit all over the bathroom. And then he's like, more comes out. And the person who walks in the bathroom hears it and goes, oh shit, he's still in there. And then the guy goes, fuck this. And then he turns and walks out of the bathroom.
Oh.
And so the guy he's even more embarrassed. He's like, oh my God.
Well, luckily Target has 3 bathrooms, the men's, women's, and family one. So the other guy wasn't missing out on anything.
God. So now he's got shit covered underwear and pants and all he's got on is a t-shirt. All right. And so he stands up, he goes to wipe his ass and he realizes
there's no TP.
There's no
well, no, he realizes that the shit is everywhere. That he shit on the seat, the back of the toilet, He said it was just This insane amount of shit. This insane amount of shit.
This is
Like
this
Rick.
is another. It was a Target run and done.
Yeah.
I thought I heard a story about somebody doing something similar in their home bathroom not too long ago.
This is terrible. So he gets up, he grabs his shoes, even his socks. Socks are covered, shoes covered. And he's like, oh shit. So he takes everything with him and he gets up in the bathroom and he walks to the sink. And he's like, oh God, I'm just gonna clean everything. He goes, I'm gonna clean everything up in the sink. So he gets up and for some reason he washed his shoes off first, which was kind of weird when he was
Yeah, you can throw your socks away.
when he was telling me the story. I was like, why did he wash his shoes first? Yeah, I would hope he threw his socks away. I mean, why So he goes and tosses the socks and cleans the shit off his shoes first. And then
Yeah, you don't want to be walking barefoot in that bathroom.
For some reason he tells me, he goes, I started to clean my underwear and I'm like, just throw the underwear away. You're not
Throw the underwear and socks away,
Yeah.
wash the jeans.
Yes, exactly right.
Fuck out of there.
I don't know. I don't know if it was
Get your jeans wet. Say there was an issue with the sink, and just bolt. Get out.
Right. I would throw
Walk the 15 feet to Walmart and just blend in.
I gotta be honest. Those underwear would be on the floor. I would not pick up shit-filled underwear. I would find whatever garbage receptacle is in the, was in the bathroom, and I would just put those. I would put those in the bathroom. I imagine those I imagine those bathrooms have just got to be horrible at places like that. And I would go clean out the pants. You know what I mean? And then I'd wear them wet out of the store.
And then whatever cash you have in your pocket, just leave there for the person who's going to walk in.
Yes.
And have to clean that mess up.
So then the guy says, he goes, oh, okay. He was going to call the person that he was with, and he realizes he doesn't have his phone. And I talk to this person all the time, and this guy never brings his fucking phone anywhere. And the whole time I'm thinking, I hope you learned a lesson. Bring your phone. Always have your phone with you. If for no other reason, when you shit yourself, you can have your person that you're with at Target. You can call them and say, hey,
you need to have an emergency shit phone.
Please run out to the car and help me out or whatever, or go buy me something. And because this would have been simple. Literally, this would have been simple. If it would have been me, I would have
buy a new pair of pants and
I'd have my wife with me, and I'd call her immediately and I'd say, oh my God, please go to the shorts aisle and buy me a pair of shorts and bring them to me at the bathroom. As soon as,
at minimum, a towel.
Because everything else was burned. I threw it in the garbage and
go get me a poncho.
Yes. That's how it would have been. But no, he didn't bring his phone with him, which we'll get to because there's still more. So this guy is shit all over the bathroom, shit all over his clothes. He starts washing his pants. I was unclear, though, on whether it was his sweatpants or jeans or what he was wearing, because he never really got into detail of what kind of pants he was wearing. All right. And then he goes on to say that he's trying to get he goes to get a message out to the person that he was with. So he's made a grand plan. He's like, oh shit, I left my phone in the car. So all he's wearing is a t-shirt, right? And there's shit. He had to clean all the shit off his legs and ass and everything. And so he's just wearing a t-shirt, no underwear. and he decides he's going to walk out of the bathroom, which I could not imagine what that looked like. He's going to walk out of the bathroom and then walk out to his car.
With nothing on below the waist.
Nothing on but a t-shirt. Well, no, he says he pulled the t-shirt.
Oh, I would have walked out crying and said I was assaulted.
Yeah.
I was beat up so bad I crapped myself.
Someone came in the bathroom.
You got to come up with a good alibi.
And while he's cleaning all his clothes and stuff, there are people entering.
Walking in.
People are walking in the bathroom and going, "Oh my God, what the fuck happened?" And then they're looking at him cleaning shit off his clothes in the sink and going, "Oh, screw this," and walking out. He said no one offered to help him or anything.
There's a huge problem with the homeless population.
I could
They're
not,
invading Target.
I could not imagine how horrible this whole thing was. All right. So
At least if he would have used the family bathroom, he could have locked the door and had privacy. But
instead, it's oh my. Well, it's just the whole thing, like 5 foot from the door, and then all the way on the door to the stall. It's all, oh my God. Lance says the Target serial shitter strikes again. So at this point, the guy's going to walk out to his car and get his phone, right? So because he says the bathrooms are pretty close to the door. So he's holding.
That's the good part.
He's holding the shirt down to cover his balls, you know. So he says he's taking little steps and he walks out of the bathroom.
He's crab walking out.
Yeah. And then he walks to the car. He's like, "Oh my God, thank God." He gets to the car and he's got the keys to the car. And
he didn't have any pockets.
well, he did. He's got the keys to the car and he opens the car and he's like, "Oh my God, thank God I'm going to get my phone." And he looks, he can't find the phone. So he goes and he looks the places where the phone usually is. He can't find it. He's like, "Oh shit." So he realizes he's got no phone. Now, what would you have done?
So the person that's going to come out,
yes,
and meet them at the car, is going to walk up.
You're like, what the hell? Oh, it would have been even better if a cop was like patrolling at the time that he came out.
I would have just left.
No, that would not be good.
I would have left. I would have squealed. I would have honked the horn for like 7 minutes and I'd have left. Screw it, I'm leaving. So he decides he's going to go back into Target.
What, with floor mats wrapped around him?
No, all he's wearing is the t-shirt. So he walks back into Target.
He cut holes in a reusable shopping bag.
Holding the bottom of the t-shirt.
Like shorts.
He should have done that.
No, you don't go back in. You wait. You wait in that car.
He goes back in.
You get in the car and you just drive home.
Say, you go back and get your phone, call the person you're with, and like, you got to take an Uber.
So he goes.
You're not going to believe what just happened.
He goes back in. And then he's like, "Oh, I know. I'll page the person I'm with." So he goes.
Yeah, like the person at Target is going to page the psycho wearing just a t-shirt.
So he goes in wearing this t-shirt, holding the t-shirt around his balls. By the way, I guess, does that mean his ass is hanging out while he's walking?
This had to be a pretty damn long t-shirt.
Oh my God. So
are you describing the movie Jackass 5 or something like that just came out that we don't know about?
So he walks up, then he goes, "Hey, could you page so-and-so, so-and-so?" And they go, and they're looking at him and he goes, "I had a major accident. I need to talk to so-and-so. It's really, could you page them to the bathroom?"
Yeah. They're calling McFarland.
They go to the bathroom.
That's who they're paging.
Please page them to the bathroom. And then he goes back in the bathroom and hides.
The scene of the crime?
Continues to walk. Well, at this point, now he's grabbing racks of a paper off the, you know,
He's busted toilet paper
yeah,
holder.
like the not the toilet paper, but the, you know, the other type of paper.
Paper towels.
Yeah,
Paper towels.
He's great, and he's on the floor cleaning up his own shit. And people are walking in. They're probably seeing him bent over, his balls hanging. Oh my God. And leaving. He told me like there was like 7 people that walked in the bathroom while he was cleaning either his clothes or the floors or the wall. And he goes in there and starts cleaning his mess up, right? And he while he's doing it, the person he's with at Target finally comes over and knocks on the door. He's like, "Oh my God, thank God. I need you to go buy me some shorts that I could wear out of here." So he has them go buy shorts, whatever. And the person's like, "Well, I just got like all these,
This just maxed out my card. I can't go.
I just got all these different items, and I'm waiting for because I'm waiting for blah blah blah." And he's like, "What?" And they say, "I'm waiting for this." And she goes, "In fact, I'm gonna need you to help me carry it." And he's like, "What?" I can't carry out anything. So the person he's with goes and buys us shorts. And then they bring the shorts over to him. So he's able, at this point, he's cleaned off enough to where he could put on the shorts to at least cover himself and walk. And I guess his shoes, where he could put on the shoes, no socks, you know what I mean? And the shorts and at least somewhat, you know, be ready to walk. And then at that point, what do? I just get the hell out of the store and go home.
Yes, you should have been out of the store a long time ago.
Right? Just get
Sans shorts.
So instead, he has to wait for this large item and help carry it to the car and all this stuff. It was an amazing story.
Customer carry out for shit, man. Shit, man.
And I just kept thinking, I'm going, you know, somebody who works at Target went and cleaned the rest of that up.
In a hazmat suit.
Yeah, that poor, you know, it was some fucking kid too. Probably somebody like, "Oh, I got my first job."
Who's the new guy?
It would be somebody that like made the least amount of money there, like in maintenance.
Some guy making $8.25 an hour.
Or
like,
who everyone hated.
Excited. "Oh, I got my first job. I'm at Target. I'm so excited. I'm going to do such a good job. We need you to go clean shit out of the bathroom." What?
I'm going to be manager in a month.
Yeah. Has to go clean. He's got to go wipe down walls and the toilet. And oh my God. So anyway, it was the most disgusting story. It might be it was one of the most disgusting stories I had ever heard. And I felt so sorry for the person telling me. So by the way, there's another reason you guys know it's not Sean, because I would not feel sorry for Sean. I would be laughing. But this person was, you know, this is like the last person I would think that this would happen to, which is why I was shocked they were telling me this story. So it's usually not, you know, I would not expect this person to be the Target serial shitter. So eventually, he ends the story. I wished it was longer. And there are some points of it I'm sure I'm missing. But I don't want to give either his identity or the person he was with. I don't want to give their identity away either. Other than to say that it was not Sean Boleyn. because Sean has enough shit going on. And then I know some of you are going to say, well, it was Sean Bolin, but Ray was hiding his identity by saying blah, 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 blah. No, that's not the case. Trust me. It was not Sean Bolin. It would have been much worse had it been.
It would have been a much bigger mess.
Yeah. Yeah, Lance says, if it was Sean, Ray would have this story on Billboard. You're probably right. Yeah.
This would have been a Patreon episode.
Sean Bolin's bathroom disaster.
If it was Sean, this would have been a Patreon episode. However, I will reveal the person's real identity on the Patreon episode. $5. You guys could join in Friday. Yeah, it was. It was just an unbelievable story. I couldn't believe the person called me to tell me about it.
PC's like, it's not Sean. Who does he have to shop with?
I tell you, I'm gonna have to ask: is that person ever gonna go shopping with you again? If you went shopping with someone who this happened to, right? And so at the end, I kept wanting to tell this guy, listen, what's your lesson you learned from this? There's one clear lesson.
Get more fiber in your diet.
No, well,
Eat a block of cheese before you leave.
I didn't want to say it, but I kept thinking, oh, you got COVID. Because that's a symptom of COVID, by the way.
Shitting in a Walmart?
No, to
Or
have
Target?
to get a to have a backup that leads to that eventually leads to uncontrolled diarrhea. That's a symptom of COVID. But all I kept thinking about was, the one thing, always take your phone. This person always leaves his phone and forgets it. Always bring your phone. That phone should be attached to your hip at all times. I mean, that's not that hard. Because, like your friends and family and whatever, they always try to get hold of this person, and they never have their phone. So if the one lesson the guy should have learned was to take your phone, because if it would have happened to me, I would have been like, oh God, I'd be horrible sitting on the toilet. But then I would call them and say, listen, go buy me shorts and bring them by the bathroom, because I've just made a mess. And I would have gotten dressed immediately, left everything else, burned it, and gotten the hell. Well, I wouldn't burn Target, but I would just leave everything in the bathroom and get the hell out of there in my new shorts and go and go straight home. I certainly wouldn't be gallivanting around the store in just a t-shirt, which he would have never had to go out to the car and look if he had brought his phone.
Right.
Oh my God. What a horrible story.
Well, while I'm waiting, I've got time to go look at the frames.
Yeah. Yeah. So there you go. I figured I'd start with that story.
I'll say, or if you're planning to not take your phone everywhere with you, at least have a cellular enabled smartwatch.
Have something. I mean, it's not that hard to keep a phone with you at all times. It really isn't. Just put it in your pants pocket and try not to shit on it.
Right.
But I think this guy had his wallet and keys with him.
Terry says he would have hung himself from the stall.
Yeah, I could not imagine the level of embarrassment I would feel were this to happen to me. I could not imagine it.
Yeah.
I go, what were you eating? And he goes, I don't even know. He goes, I had a donut. And I go, what was the donut made out of? He goes, I don't know. I had a donut. And I go, when's the last time you had shit? He goes, oh, I don't even know.
It was a gas station donut.
I go, yeah, that's what he said. He said he had a gas station donut. Which I also yelled at. I go, who the hell buys gas station donuts? Well,
Apparently, Nick.
that says, well,
Thornton's has some good donuts, by the
Well,
way.
I live in this stall now. That's what I think. I think I would just sit there. I would sit there in my own shit and just waller until my friend came with the shorts. There's no way. There's no way. Yeah. So then he says, he goes, I don't remember going to the bathroom the few days before. And I'm like, if you go a few days without pooping, you'd got to know something's wrong. Am I crazy? Are there people that regularly do this? I mean,
I don't keep track on a calendar, but
I can tell you every single day I go to the bathroom.
Yeah, same here.
Especially now, like my medicine for my face, the antibiotic I take for it makes me poop. You know what I mean? I have to regularly go. If all of a sudden I would go days without pooping, I would know something's wrong with me.
I mean, I can see maybe if you went one day not worrying so much, but more than one, I mean, it's kind of weird.
Something's going on then. You're gonna be stuck in a Target bathroom surrounded by your own feces. Well, so anyway, I got through the story without revealing who it was. Very proud of myself.
what's it rhyme with?
I will not be saying it rhymes with anything. Definitely not Sean Bullitt. Forgive me, I had to blow my nose. The story of a shit man. The story of shit man at Target overwhelmed me. I had
Get some allergies going.
I had to blow my nose. All I kept thinking about was some poor son of a bitch at Target was going to have to go in and clean it up.
That's why I'm glad when I worked at Walmart, I worked in the electronics area. I didn't have to do that stuff.
Oh my God. Well, it's this one time, my uncle had a project here in Springfield and I was running it for him.
Mm-hmm.
And so every day I had to go and buy things for the guys that were doing the project. All right.
Okay.
They'd give me a list of things they need, and I'd go out to Menards and I'd purchase it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was there every morning, so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna take a dump at Menards. And I would go in there to their bathroom, and I was always amazed by stuff I would see in the Menards bathroom. And there was a string there of like every day when I went in, there was some kind of shitty underwear that was either in or hanging from or somehow involved in the toilet.
God.
At the Menards bathroom. So I think this stuff kind of happens a lot.
So note to self, never take a shit at Menards.
But I'm saying, like, I think stuff like this happens a lot. Whether it's
probably
Menards or Target or Lowe's or Walmart or whatever.
As a person who's worked retail his entire life, this does happen.
Yeah. I imagine those bathrooms, are not well taken care of by customers.
Not frequently, but not uncommonly either.
I would imagine that customers, don't care if
Oh, they're savages.
if they make a mess out of the bathroom at Target, you don't care as much as if you're making a mess of the one at home.
Yeah, because you're not the one that's got to clean it.
Yeah, and Brent says, he goes, I'm just thankful the guy made it to the bathroom and didn't just do it in the dressing room. Oh, I could not imagine that. DC says he has a friend who worked at Menards and they had a serial phantom shitter, and it was every day. It had to be, this had to be the one that I was going to get when I was doing the job for my uncle. I went in there every single day, and every day there would be another adventure in this bathroom. Like, I would always go in, do my business, read my phone, get up, wash my hands, and get out. And every day I would go to throw, after I washed my hands, I would have the paper towels, and I would go to pitch the paper towel. And every time I kicked open, or I had the little foot thing to open the top of the garbage can, there would always be something else I'd see. And one day there was shit stained fool man underwear. The next day it was some little kids underwear. Then one day it was women's underwear. It was crazy. Every single day there was another pair of shitty underwear in the garbage can at the Menards. And it became for me, it was like a running gag where I'd be like, I wonder what the hell I'm going to see today. So I could not imagine. I couldn't imagine how horrible those are. But I have to admit, I've never cleaned a bathroom. Like when I worked at McDonald's early on, there was some kind of bathroom, and they said, Ray, you go with so-and-so to learn how to clean the bathrooms. And I went with this guy who went to show me how to clean the bathrooms. And it was disgusting. It was a disgusting thing, but I never had to go again. Like the next day, they just had this poor guy never rose above the level of the person that cleaned the bathroom. Like the next day I was making quarter pounders and this guy was back in the bathroom. So I don't know how shitty of an employee he was at McDonald's, but he was the one who had to clean the bathrooms every day. So I had to go with him one day to experience it. But outside of that, I have no experience cleaning a bathroom. And all I did was watch this guy clean it. Like his whole thing was, well, you're not skilled enough to clean it yourself. And I was like, whatever. And I just watched this guy clean it. But I could not imagine how horrific that job was. So there you go. There's story number 1 to get through the show today.
Is there a story number 2?
Well,
we just heard it.
Yeah, this is the best one. This is the best one today. The poor guy. There's a new Dunkin' Donut coming. A spicy ghost pepper donut.
So that's what he ate.
Would anybody be interested? In that?
Rocky probably would.
Well, Rocky could eat it.
Yeah.
Because his constitution allows him to eat this hot shit. Which, by the way, Mini Stink is ready next Wednesday to take on Rocky in the Toe of Satan Challenge. Dunkin' is making the spicy ghost pepper donut. It's a regular donut that is covered in strawberry icing with a hot red sugar sprinkled on top. And they're on sale starting today. The sugar on top of the Dunkin' Donut is, I don't know what Scoville rating it is. Is that what Rocky says it's called? Scoville rating?
Yeah.
I have no idea what Scoville rating it is, but the sugar that's sprinkled on top of the frosting is super, super hot. So you could go to Dunkin' Donuts and buy this donut today of the spicy pepper donut. Oh, I should show you guys. Let me grab this picture. You guys got to see this picture because it looks like it looks good. It looks like a Valentine's Day donut. You know what I mean?
Was it heart shaped?
No, but it's got that color. You know that color of it's the pink icing with the hot, you know. I want to show you when I show you the picture, you're gonna know what I'm talking about. All right. I'm gonna share the screen with you guys. Let's see. USA Today has an article about it too, by the way. All right. Let me share the photo, and you'll know what I'm talking about. How do I share screen here? Here we go. Okay. Boom. So now you'll see what the. You see that looks good, right? Do you see that, Jason?
It just popped up now.
Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah, I mean, it just looks like a regular white icing with red sprinkles.
Yeah, but it's the strawberry icing. It's got the sprinkles. It looks good.
Yeah.
They have it today, but I'm telling you, don't eat it. That is the hot donut. And it's got that sugar on top is actually hot. So don't eat it. I'm just giving you guys a warning. I'm warning you right now. Stay away from the spicy donut of
Oh, I intend to. I intend to stay away from it.
However, I do want to get one for Rocky and have him sample it, you know? Because I bet he could eat that like nothing. I mean, he had that chip thing for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
I'm sure this is nothing compared to the chip thing. Who wants to take the Dunkin' Donut challenge against him? I mean, how bad could it be, right?
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't imagine it being worse than the chip.
It's a regular donut that's covered with this stuff. So at the very least, their regular donuts are pretty good. You know, you should be getting a delicious donut at the very least. Which end of the candy corn do you eat first?
I don't eat any of it first.
Well, I mean, who the
or
hell-
last.
Yeah, who's
The
eating?
top.
What's the top though? The little end or the wide end?
The little end.
The narrow
point.
white end or the
Yeah, the white end.
thick wide, the yellow end?
I saved the thick for last.
Do you like candy corn?
Like once a year. Like I'll have candy corn. I'm like, okay, I'm good. No more.
Yeah, I think it's disgusting. And I like all candy. Obviously, I like all candy. I'm fat.
Actually, Starburst used to make their own candy corn and it was delicious.
Really?
Yes.
Starburst made their own candy corn.
Yes.
I'll be damned. Hi, you're on the Morning Disaster.
Yes, hello, Ray. Sean Gotti here.
Hello,
Hey,
Sean.
look, man. I tried that one chip challenge deal a couple weeks ago. I figured if Rocky can do it, damn it, I can do it.
Yeah.
And he was right. He was absolutely right, man. After about 12 minutes, it just kind of went away.
So
Oh, sure.
I saw the video. You were crying.
I was crying. Hell yes, I was crying. That shit was nuts. But it really didn't last as long as I expected it to, because I thought Rocky must be one hell of a man to endure that type of pain for that long. But really, 10, 12, 15 minutes, it went away.
Yeah, that's what he said. He says it gets It hits the
But it
first.
fucked everything up the rest of the day. Everything tasted like shit. Water tasted like shit. Burgers tasted like shit.
Well, because
Everything was shit.
your tongue gets numb, right? Isn't that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what, that's a weight loss program right
See,
there.
but I'll tell you,
For anybody.
Sean, you should have taken on Rocky. I would have loved to have seen you take on Rocky.
I would have loved it too, man. But this damn job of mine, I'm working my ass off. I hardly have time even to call you.
Mini Stink
yeah.
next week is going to take him on, so I can't wait
Well, I'll
to
have to check that out.
watch this Toe of Satan challenge next week.
What is it? The what if Satan?
It's the Toe of Satan. It's what it is it's a lollipop.
Oh shit.
That's like it's supposed to be the hottest thing on earth.
Worse than the chip.
Yeah, it's even worse than the chip.
Oh god. I'll pass.
Hottest thing you can eat. So
I wouldn't have done the damn chip. I just happened to pass this little kiosk thing at the gas station. I said, "Holy shit, there it is!"
and you try. I
He
saw
did it. I can do it.
I
Yeah.
saw your video on Facebook. Like I said, you were crying. I mean,
Oh man, my tears, everything was running. Nose, eyes, mouth. I was drooling. It was nuts.
but you said like Rocky after about 12 minutes, it
Yeah.
started to get a little
Yeah.
better.
You know the funny thing about it, I split the chip between me and a buddy of mine because I wasn't paying $7 a chip.
Oh, you didn't eat the
Someplace
you
for
didn't
me.
even
Oh,
eat
so
the
you
whole-
only did half the
you
chip.
didn't eat the whole chip. Rocky.
But no, I didn't eat the whole chip. I wasn't spending more than $7. I shouldn't have spent $7. But yeah, no.
Rocky Rocky ate both halves. Like it split in two and he ate both halves.
Yeah, I'm thinking about buying another one just to see how much of a difference. Just to see how much of a difference it would have made if I would have had the whole chip.
Let me know
But
because
it's still on par.
It's a very sadomasochistic of you.
when you do it, make sure it's when you get a day off because I'd like you and Rocky to do it at the same time again.
All right, I'll let you know.
Yeah.
I'll let you know.
And maybe because Terry,
Well,
Rocky.
now they're sold out everywhere. Everywhere I go, I see these little kiosks. They're sold off the shelf. People don't even have them anymore.
Rocky's
buying-
husband's the one who
people are
picked it
buying
up
them
for him. Rocky's husband goes into all these different
Yeah.
convenience stores or something. That's the one who got it for him. That's the one who found it. So yeah, I think they are hard to find, but let us know.
Yeah, I will. I'll let you know.
All right, buddy.
All right, buddy. Take care.
Take care.
Later, bye.
There you go. Speaking of Rocky's husband, Terry, he sent me some new artwork over that I'm going to put on.
Oh, I can't wait.
It's actually really cute. And it's for somebody who can use it right now. I'm not going to tell you what it says. I'm going to leave it so that the person can enjoy it. And let me put the photo up, and then I'm going to send a message over to the person who it's about. All right. And then I know they'll get, because it's for Mikey. And he just went through, he had his chemo treatment again yesterday. So he's going to feel like shit for the next, for the next few days.
So that means it's time to call him again, right?
No, I'm not going to call him. I'm just going to tag him in this so he can see it because I think this will give him a laugh, But it's a cute photo. It's a cute thing that Terry sent over. But I'm going to put it up on Facebook now so all you guys can see it and hopefully get a kick out of it because it's a cool photo. Let me see if Mikey's going to get tagged or not. Yeah, there you go. I'm going to post it. It's just been posted on Ray Lytle Morning Disaster Facebook page. You guys can actually see the photo that Terry put up. It's pretty cool. Hopefully it'll cheer up Mikey after his chemo. So let's not say what it is, but I just posted it so you guys can see it. Anyway, Rocky joins us. Rocky, would you be willing to take on listener Sean in another one chip challenge?
Sure.
Yeah. In the future? Or
But I don't think that would really, I mean, what would the challenge be?
I don't know. It sounds like you'd win it.
But I don't, No, what's the challenge? If we both have the chip in, and then we both eat the chip, and then 8 minutes goes by, and it's like, oh, okay, well, that's over.
Well,
What's
I
the?
think until somebody has to get a glass of water, right?
Yeah, but we would go like, I
What
don't know. Doesn't seem very exciting.
Did you hear the Dunkin' Donuts thing?
Yeah, it has the ghost pepper donut.
Would you take someone? Would you do a challenge to get someone with the Dunkin' Donuts?
Sure. I wonder if the texture of the donut would make a difference.
Yeah. Who wants to take on Rocky in a challenge with the Dunkin' Donuts spicy donut? Because they're on sale today. The spicy ghost pepper, whatever. That you can actually, Jason, what's the number to the Dunkin' Donuts? We should call them and see if,
The one over by you, or
yeah,
the
the one
one?
right by my house.
Here, let me get it for you.
Yeah. I'm thinking we should see if they're for sale. See if they're for sale in Springfield, because they're supposed to be live everywhere today.
That's weird. It's got a 630 area code.
Really?
Yeah, must be like a cell phone or something. 630
Yeah.
560
All right.
1153.
Let's see if they got the ghost pepper donut here in Springfield.
Watch, you accidentally call Mikey.
Yeah. Oh no. Why is it a 630 number?
I have no clue.
They're not answering.
If there's one in Troy here, so it's about 15 minutes away.
Hey, is this Dunkin' on Chatham Road? Do you guys
Yeah.
do you have the ghost pepper donut today?
Yes, we do.
Are they selling?
We haven't sold any yet.
You have you tried one?
Uh-uh.
I just want to know if it's really hot. So you guys, you have the ghost pepper donut right now, but you said nobody tried them.
Yeah, no one's tried it yet.
How many do you have?
We got a couple dozen.
Wow. Okay. So everybody go try this ghost pepper donut. All right. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
All right.
There you go,
Bye.
guys. They have them. They have them at Dunkin'.
You freaked her out, being all excited about this donut.
Probably should have told her who I was. My bad.
Yeah, that would make more sense when you're talking to someone like that.
Yeah.
Sound like a crazy person.
I don't mind sounding crazy. I should have said,
Do
hey,
you have the donuts?
will those donuts kill someone? Let me just ask a question. Would those donuts, if I fed someone enough, would it kill somebody?
How many do I have to feed someone for them to pass out?
How many of they had to be fed in order to violently throw up? Excuse me, sir? Yeah, I'd love donuts. But I think it'd be like maybe a bite and it'd be like, oh, this is pretty good. And then it wouldn't be that long after where your mouth.
That would be the prank to play on somebody. Get like a dozen donuts and have them all look alike, and then just have one or two of them be like the one with the ghost pepper in it.
That'd be the one.
Chip
That'd be
tricks like that.
That'd be the day that you go in, bring in the dozen donuts, and just leave it on the table and walk away.
Yeah,
I'm telling you.
they've done that at parties. I've heard with the chips. Not the one chip, because you can tell that one, but like put the super hot chip in with in the bowl of chips or whatever.
That'd be great. I mean, the Dunkin' Donut it just looks delicious. Like I said, it looks like a Valentine's Day donut. It doesn't look like it should be that hot. And then you look at it, when you look at it, but then when you eat it, it's a mess. Rocky, did you see the photo of it?
No.
I'll share screen again, just so you can see a picture of it. Okay. It looks really good. I mean, it looks like it would be tasty.
Oh, okay, yeah. Looks
Yeah.
like a Simpsons donut.
It's the kind of donut you'd eat before going to a Target.
I mean, that looks like a cartoon donut from The Simpsons.
Yeah, it is. That's what it looks like.
I don't even think that's real. That icing doesn't look real in the middle. It looks like artwork.
It looks like a Valentine's donut.
Yeah.
Like you would, unless you knew what it was you're eating, you don't know what it is. And then the person who eats the donut, boy, what a prank to get a dozen donuts. Bring those to work, everybody. Like, I just thought I'd bring the whole office donuts. Oh my God, how nice. Terry says I should send them to WMAY. It's a good idea. I should go. No hard feeling, guys. No hard feeling.
Send the whole dozen.
Yeah. Here, Greg Bishop, you eat this one, you MFer. I mean, like you send over like regular, the chocolate covered, the regular strawberry, and then you have a couple of these put in. Like they don't know. And somebody's gonna go, oh, this looks new. I've never had this. Let me try. Oh my God. Yeah. That's actually not bad. It's a great idea. Please, nobody do that. Nobody said.
Yeah, you have to have a disclaimer if you're gonna.
Yeah, don't
talk about what a great idea that is. Hypothetically, that's a great idea. That'd be a great idea for a scene in a movie.
Yeah, don't send the donuts to WAY because I don't want to be in trouble for that. Chris Murphy might actually eat one. Oh my God.
They can go on a 3-hour show about it.
Yeah. No. That would be too entertaining. There's other things to talk
about. No, because nobody be listening.
What do you think? Yeast or cake donuts? Let's get your opinion.
Call now. Let's talk about it. It does look good though. It doesn't look like it's going to burn your asshole on the way out. I'll tell you that. Because that'd be the thing. The person would eat it and go, oh God, and have to drink a bunch of whatever. And so it wouldn't hurt the mouth that much.
Let's just hope they don't go to the nearest Target afterwards.
Pete says, I took habanero laced peanuts to a work food lady, but put a warning on it. Somebody added them to the trail mix. I got blamed. So Pete bought habanero laced peanuts to a work food day, and someone accidentally added them to the trail mix. Yeah, it sounds like an accident. And of course you're going to get blamed for it.
Lance says to send them to WMAY, but as from Sean Billent.
A gift from Sean Billent. Oh, that's great. Yeah, and everybody's welcome to do that. I don't care. You're welcome to send the gift from Sean. I'm just saying, I don't want to get blamed for anything.
Apparently, the leader of the Proud Boys has retaliated against all of those gay people with the hashtag, Proud Boys, overtaking the hashtag. So now he is
retaliate.
Well, he's either retaliating or he's showing he's okay with gay people by doing this thing on his show, apparently.
All right.
Can you see the picture that I just put up?
It says...
Is he plugging himself?
Yeah.
He shoved a dildo up his ass.
To show he doesn't hate gays. Wow.
Boy, you showed him.
To own the
apparently
libs.
This is real. This isn't like a funny meme or something. This is really real. And the way he's bent over there shoving it, if you look at the sign behind him, I guess it says the Gavin McInnes show, but it looks like it says the gay something show. because he's
The
bent
gay, yeah, like the gay men show. Or something.
right. He's bent so that the V is kind of partially covered.
That
and then
is
the rest of
awesome.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, good times.
So he wanted to shove a dildo up his ass to show everybody that I don't have a problem with it.
Right.
It just shows he doesn't have a problem with shoving a dildo up his ass.
That's what all it proves is. Like I said, he looks like the cowboy from the Village People. That's what he looks like.
He looks like one of those like a hipster type that was out for like about 5 years ago, where they still had the beard and the whole.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's what he is, right? With the real tight hair on the side and then the flipped over.
He looks like a Guinness Brilliant commercial.
You know, another thing I read about that guy, he's not American. That technically he's from somewhere else.
Again, nothing has to make sense anymore. It just doesn't have to make sense.
He's not a full-on American citizen.
Yeah, I heard next week that he plans to blow a couple guys.
Yeah,
further prove his point.
I'm going to prove my point that I have no problem. I've invited 5 guys in the studio.
Line them up like a circus seal.
I'm going to have them completely surround me, and then I'll stick their erect penises near my mouth, and I will blow every one of them just to show I'm not gay. And I'll even have them finish on me just to show I'm not gay.
What is passing for tough and badass is just remarkable every day. It just keeps evolving.
So
I'm such a tough guy and a badass, I can shove a dildo up my ass and on my own show, and take a video and
Your move, Alex Jones.
So according to the Proud Boys, the way to prove you're tough is to shove a dildo up your ass.
Yeah, or to prove you don't hate homosexuals, I guess.
That's how I prove I don't. Listen, I don't hate homosexuals. I'm not gonna stick a dildo up my ass. I wouldn't do that to a dildo.
You have more respect for the.
I have more respect. I have more respect for dildos. Good Lord. And by the way, it looks like he's shoving the whole thing in there.
Yeah, it looks like he's really getting into it. I mean, this isn't like he's done this before.
Yeah. He knows what he's doing. I mean, good Lord. I don't know how big the dildo is, but it's looking.
At what point do you do you jump off the train? Really? At what? How weird does it have to get before you're like, okay, enough? I think I'm done here. Yeah. I think I'm gonna go back to raising my kids and doing my job and living life and having fun. I think I'm done with this whole jumping on.
At one point, you admit
this crazy train.
The Proud Boys. It's a bad idea. I shouldn't have done it.
Yeah.
I apologize if I offended anyone. Let's just move on with life. No, this guy's shoving dildos up his ass.
I'm hoping that's what happens. Is it all just gets to a point where it's just so incredibly ridiculous that people are just like, all right, okay, enough. I'm going to go back to being a decent person and just,
And by the way, he is
fun for a while, but now it's getting a little crazy.
By the way, he is Canadian. The Canadian far-right political commentator who's known for promoting violence against liberal political opponents.
He's like that one guy that used to come on all tough and, again, the badass stuff. I can't remember what his real name is, but he was on that HBO Vice show and coming off talking all tough and we're going to have violence. That's all. That's that's blah, blah. And then something happened to him. And the next thing he's sitting there crying in an interview. He's called the Crying Nazi now. That's his nickname.
That's him. He co-founded Vice.
Oh,
this is the guy.
No, that's not the same guy I'm talking about. This is a guy that
his buddy was at Richard. I can't think of his name. His buddy is that Richard whatchamacallit and Milo.
I don't know who any of them are. I don't pay that much attention.
Those are the guys that started this whole alt-right bullshit.
Yeah. But at what point is it going to be like, you know what? These guys don't look so tough. I think I'm done. It's being a part of this circus.
Yeah. now he's shoving dildos up his. Now he's shoving dildos up his ass.
Christopher Cantwell was the name of the guy who's known as the Crying Nazi.
Yeah, I knew it. Yeah, I knew it wasn't that guy. Yeah,
he was this guy's buddy. They're both, they were both involved in Proud Boys, and I'm sure that was Joe Rogan on the other, was the dildo Joe Rogan shaped? Because he's another one of those.
Where did that come from? I've seen him. I've seen a few of his podcasts. I don't really get the whole.
No, Joe Rogan is
his extreme right wing. He doesn't sound like he's really.
No, he's had that Gavin, what's his name, on his show several times, and he just praises him like he's the best guest ever. And I mean, I guess that's why.
Oh,
Rogan has been he's associated with them.
Oh, okay. Because he's had all kinds of people. I mean, he's got like 3,000 podcasts. He was doing it. That's why he's popular, because he was doing it. He got in early.
Yeah.
And that's, he's not an incredible interviewer or anything like that. He was just got in on that podcast thing right at the exact right time. And to the point now where he's got 3,000 podcasts.
I'm not a fan of Rogan. I don't know how many I've done, but I've done a lot. I've been doing podcasts since 2005. 2005 is when I started doing them. And then 2006, 2007, there's a ton of podcasts. And then I had just tons of them. I don't know how many episodes I've had total, but like right now we're on like number just of the new show since we reconfigured Morning Disaster. We've had 100 and some odd shows since I was fired from MAY. So I've got to have a couple thousand shows, cumulative. You have to find them all. Like, I don't know how many. I know we did hundreds of Breaking Curfew shows, hundreds of Chubby Ray shows. That had to be in the 300s or something. So we put them all together. There's a lot. I don't know if it's Rogan numbers, but because I was pretty lazy and I wasn't doing.
Well, these aren't. I mean, this is a different kind of podcast. His podcast is just one person being interviewed the whole time, usually a celebrity. So it's not like it's a whole full show with different things going on, and it's him sitting there. And the more interesting the person is, the more interesting the show is.
Yeah.
So things are getting back to normal so much. COVID, obviously, a thing of the past. The American Dream Mall has reopened in New Jersey, one of the biggest malls.
The American Dream Mall?
Yes, the Mega Mall. And it was started opening last fall as a kind of a test thing. And they could only like walk by and look at it through windows or whatever. But now it's officially opened.
Aren't malls closing down all over the country?
Yes.
I know our mall here in Springfield has a lot of empty spaces.
Why in the hell would you open up a brand new mall? I see Doran's on.
Morning.
Yeah. Wow, the camera's aimed right for good stuff. Look at her. Doran, malls are closing now, aren't they?
Yes. Our local mall is very sad. They've got a lot of empty storefronts, and then odd little shops that I think will probably fail miserably because they are not well supported. Rent is ridiculously high out there. But yeah, it's really weird. And they took the carousel down. So
the one thing it had going, that was the one thing. When my daughter was really little, that was like the only reason we went to the mall, so she could ride the carousel.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I did the same with my son. We'd ride the carousel. There was a little play area. We'd get some pretzels and, especially in the wintertime when we couldn't go to parks or anything like that.
There was a cookie place right near the carousel too that I would take my daughter, she'd ride the carousel, and I would always mysteriously fall into the cookie place and go, oh, look what Daddy found. Let's get some cookies.
Best deal for a cookie and a soda.
Yeah. Oh, don't you want a cookie? Oh, I guess. I mean, if you're gonna insist, I guess I'll buy some of these cookies. My poor daughter would always get one cookie. Only one.
And how many would you get, Ray?
Oh, I would have to test them to make sure they weren't poisonous. God forbid she wanted.
Or hot, test them to be make sure they weren't somebody didn't slip one of the ghost pepper cookies.
Could have been a ghost pepper cookie.
Yeah, malls have been closing for like 15 years. Malls have been closing down.
Not in New Jersey. New Jersey, they're opening new ones.
Yeah, they're all done here in St. Louis. I mean, they've been closing for years, and they've turned a lot of the little stores into like church meeting places or things like that. They're not even
storage units.
Like what are they gonna do with?
Yeah, storage units. Yeah, the one off of Limburg. I used to love that mall. I used to travel around as like a representative for different fragrance companies and a makeup artist, and I used to love the mall off of Limburg. And last time I was down there, I went past it, and it's storage units.
Like what are they going to do with like White Oaks Mall when it eventually goes under? What are they going to do with that building?
Oh my God, it's massive.
Storage units. Weren't you listening?
No,
storage units and church meetings.
There you go.
That's why they're putting a Costco on where our mall is.
Oh, they're turning into a Costco. That's
an end of it.
Good.
An anchor of it.
Well, yeah, I mean, you still got the anchor store spaces, I guess is pretty big.
Well, yeah, but 2 of those are empty right now on our local mall.
Yeah, well, I was getting ready to say the anchor stores are usually the first ones to go.
Yeah.
I don't know what you do with it. I mean, at some point, they're going to go away altogether. And this one in New Jersey, their whole claim to fame is it's like the biggest mall or something, Rocky?
It's going to be one of the biggest. It's new. It's not. It's the American Dream Mega Mall.
Unbelievable.
Wow.
Huh.
I bet that one's got a MAGA store in it.
MAGA Mall.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
I mean, I wonder what type of stores are willing to take the risk. I mean, because most mainstream stores, have such great online ordering, and then like the one whole chain of like the Limited, Banana Republic. I think Old Navy is the only one that's really hanging on. I'm just interested to see what kind of stores are in there.
Here's something you said that bewildered me was, you would think right now, like for example, White Oaks Mall.
Right.
You think right now with the fear of the mall closing, like they would lower the rents and get some
all out on this mall. This mall is going to have 300 stores, and but it's also got a Nickelodeon themed amusement park, an indoor ski slope, a skating rink.
What?
250 of them will be closed within 2 years.
It's it's similar to what they just did to Union Station here in St. Louis, but they did that 3 years ago, before a pandemic hit.
Right.
But yeah,
I mean, like you think about if you have amusement parks or other things in there that would bring people out to have fun, that would make some sense. But I'm saying for the rent to be high at White Oaks Mall makes no sense. If you're a mall, you want stores that people want to go to, and you want them to be at the mall. Like that's the only place where people can get them.
yeah, it's like one hand washes the other at this point.
Yeah.
Well, I think a lot of it also has to do with, it's not so much like the big chain stores. They look at it as a whole from like a corporate level, and they're saying, all right, this store isn't performing well. This one isn't where it should be. And then they kind of pick and choose which ones close from there. So it may not be all about high rent. It might be just, the powers that be saying, yeah.
But if you want
the rent is still going to cut into their profits.
Yeah,
so.
if you want your store to make a profit, you want
true.
lower rent. I'm saying if you want to keep your mall open, I would think lowering the rent would be the way to keep your mall going.
Did you hear about that mall? I don't remember where it was, but it was like one of the things they had leased out was a private meeting room with like closed doors and everything. I guess I don't remember. I don't know what store this was, but you went in the back. It was like a private meeting room. And if you needed to like hire somebody or whatever, or have a meeting stealthy and not have anybody else in your office know about it, like if you were getting ready to fire somebody and you had to hire the new person, whatever, that was what this space was for. Like businesses would use this thing for private, like, meetings. that they
Radio
didn't want-
stations would use it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I hire Ray Lytle's replacement.
right. And that way you would never know the meeting took place, and they wouldn't have to go to a restaurant or be seen, or that kind of thing.
I said I was in Cedar Rapids once, and they have a mall there where a lot of the stuff had left, and they actually started bringing in like state government agencies to lease space in there.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, I know there's like an office space, like like a meeting room type thing in White Oaks. There's one of those spaces. So I didn't even think that would be for something like that, but I thought it'd be just for somebody that needed workspace or something like that. But yeah, it's a big like board meeting room, individual little cubicles inside.
I tell you, you think an area like this, where we do have bad weather, the mall would be a nice place to put a bunch of business offices, because they always have plows and all those stuff at those malls super early, so people could park and they could walk in and then get out of the elements. Once you walk in, then you walk to your office. I mean, it does make sense.
Great idea. Yeah, it's a great idea.
And the state of Illinois needs a bunch of space, so that's not a bad idea.
It's not a bad idea. It's not anything that they would probably implement, because it is a good idea.
Could you imagine going to DCFS and saying, "Oh, we moved our offices. Where are you guys?"
We're at the mall.
Oh, we're at the former Sears. I'm sorry. Well, where my desk is right where they used to sell the washing machine. All right. But it would make sense, and it would keep the mall working to where they wouldn't have to tear it down.
Right.
And the state could probably save some money on who's getting the rents for those buildings. Although the people that are currently renting the buildings, that I'm sure are politically connected, they would not like them taking all the business of the mall. So I would not want to, I would not want to get in all the politics of it.
Yeah, the political tape of it all. Not be good.
It would still be cool. It would keep the mall from closing.
Well, yeah, because I mean that is like it's such a huge area. I wonder how many acres that is. If that were to shut down completely,
it could really ruin the whole west side. It really.
Oh, absolutely, huge eyesore.
I mean, I'm talking like the stuff that Rocky's talking about. This is a place that prides itself on the whole label of being one of the biggest malls in America. Is now really the best time to open that in the middle of a pandemic?
Right. Well, this took so much planning. This has been, going on for years. They've been planning this. Like I said, in October, they just unveiled, where people could walk by and look inside or whatever. So it's taken that long just to open it. But yeah, they should have done something to.
I mean, I think it's a big I think major cities, especially cities of Springfield. I'll tell you, there was a mall in Alton. When I went to college, there was a mall in Alton's another similar sized city. Springfield, Missouri.
The Alton Mall started closing down stores. They were way ahead of their time. They were doing that back in the 90s.
They were.
It started becoming a ghost town.
Yeah, they were.
But
sad.
Peoria, their mall was closing down.
That's the thing too. If you're going to have a sad mall, don't have the thing about the mall is it's got to be bright and cheerful and kind of fun and happy. If you've got one of them sad Alton Square malls, it's just going to get worse and worse. If you've given up to the point where you walk in the mall and it's got this dull, like dim kind of atmosphere and half the stores are gone and it just looks depressing. Who would want to shop there?
Yeah, well, that one mall that's off of 355 down in Missouri, was it the Mills or something like that?
Yeah.
They had the bright cheery. They had like these giant metal butterflies.
Oh yeah,
like,
yeah. But
suspended and
didn't they have a shooting or something there? Where was the one where they had the shooting?
The White Oaks Mall in Springfield.
There was one in St. Louis where they had a shooting. And
was it the Mills? I think it might have been.
I thought it was the Galleria.
Galleria.
Oh, Galleria.
Yeah.
And see, that was,
because it's the ritziest place in St. Yeah, that still was.
Yeah.
Yeah, people that are going to shoot somebody, they don't waste their time. They go high scale in St. Louis. They want to get on the news. You go shooting somebody at Crestwood Plaza, it's like, yeah. Nobody was there anyway.
They have the debate. The news, like, I want to know places where the like, for example, let's go to Springfield. Places where the news would have to debate whether or not it's news.
Follow the railroad tracks. Any houses along it.
Oh my God, there was a shooting at blah, blah, blah. And the news would go, oh, that's really not important enough to cover. Oh, but there was a shooting at, oh, make sure that's first story.
What was that one place? It wasn't Rockin' Robbins. Was it Rockin'? No. What was the one place? What's
Chantilly
that?
Lace.
It was the place. Rockabilly's. Maybe
Rocky
that.
Robbins.
Yeah.
Yes, maybe that was it.
Yeah.
Rockabilly's.
It was rock. That was the white trash version of that was the trashier version.
That was
Oh,
white
Rock
trash with a
Robbins.
U.
Yeah.
White trash.
That was the
White
the
trash
titty
with
part of
3
Rockin'
syllables.
Robbins was Rockabilly's.
I think I could be wrong, but it's been a while. But I remember there was one bar. It was way out on the west, like way past like the Scoobies and Sticks and all those, way like northwest. And I think it was Rockabilly's. But yeah, I mean, it was the place where, every night
There was something.
something. Yeah.
I was there one time. I went with a girlfriend. She wanted to catch her husband cheating. And we did. And we got out of there before he saw her. And I was headed towards the car. I'm like, all right, come on, let's get out of here. You got what you wanted. And she was like, oh, no, I'm not done with this son of a bitch. And she went over and keyed the shit out of his car.
So your girlfriend made you go out to
Rockabilly's, yeah.
Rockabilly's just to prove her husband was cheating.
Yes, she needed a witness.
What night was this?
Oh my God. Well, first of all, it was like in the early to mid 90s. Like when I first moved up here.
But
Didn't know much about anything.
Her husband
And-
was going out on like Saturday nights?
No, it was a weeknight.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was a weeknight. You know how they would have the random like different dance nights or different theme nights at different bars, like
Yeah.
Big Dance Wednesday or Thirsty Thursday, or I don't know. I think this might have been White Trash Wednesday out there or something like that. But yeah,
I wish somebody would do a white trash Wednesday. That sounds with 50-cent PBRs.
Freak Show Friday. I mean,
Yeah.
something. I don't know, but no, it was a weeknight. I remember that because I didn't want to go out because like I got to work. I was actually working security at the airport at the time, and I had to be there before 6 a.m. I'm like, I cannot, and I did. And yeah, she keyed his car up really good.
I'll be
So-
damned.
Yeah. I'm like, what did I just see?
Did she also slash a hole in all 4 times?
Ugh.
Carved up his leather seats.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, and that.
Carved her name into the leather seat.
That's it. That's it.
Unbelievable.
That happened to me one time. Not carving names and slashing tires, but I was literally when I was in country radio, and I literally was at the line dance bar. Wild Country is what it's called. It's closed now. It was in Collinsville. So it was like 5 minutes from my house. So it was like, this is the big place that the radio station was involved with. So, I was always there. And one of they record a TV show there actually that used to air on
Yes.
Saturday nights where they line dance, Channel 4.
They did. Yes.
Yeah, I was always there for that taping. They did the taping on Thursdays. I go out to my car. Terry was with me. And I go out to my car. We used to, stay until it almost closed. And somebody had taken magic marker and written all over my car.
What they write?
Yeah. Cunt, man stealing whore. All this shit meant for like a girl. I'm gonna assume, because we weren't in England. I mean, you're using that word. It usually applies to a female in the US.
Right.
But yeah, it was all over. I mean, and then just scribble. And they did it so
They confused your car
with
the
someone
car.
else's.
Oh my God.
With some cheating hoe slut bag.
Yeah, and then they took the marker and just went like that all over the hood, and they did it with such force that I guess the plastic, after the felt actually was scribbled into when I wiped it all off.
What'd your husband say when he saw man stealing whore on top of your car? What the fuck are you doing out here?
I think he was drunk.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Did you
So
make
that was fun.
Did you make that public?
No, I don't think so.
You should have made it public so somebody would at least apologize to you.
I think I did. I might have said something on the radio. I don't remember. But yeah. And we never, I mean, plus you got to feel like if the person finds out, they totally, whoever they were going after got away scot-free. Nothing happened to their car. So that's the other side of that. They got what a fool.
Yeah,
Unbelievable.
totally backfired.
By the way, Brent says, the more Doran tells stories, the more I want to stay far, far, far away from her.
Why?
She does have a lot of stories. That's not our relationship, but I would have loved to have dated Doran at one point.
No, you would not have.
Because I would be like, I dated this one girl. You will not believe the shit she did. I would have those stories, but I'd imagine that would. Are you friends with your ex? Are you friends with any of your exes?
Well, I mean, I get along with and speak to my son's father because, you know,
you got a
we
son.
share a kid.
Yeah.
I actually get along really well with his wife. Her and I are actually friends. So there's that. But any of my other exes, ball player, friends on Facebook, you know, it's civil. And there's one, I think I told him to go drink himself to death and wash his mouth out with a revolver. So we're not on good terms.
I would have been. So in other words, what I'm saying is, I'm glad our relationship wasn't that way because then I wouldn't, you know.
No, for the most part, it's like, you know, and then I was engaged right before I started doing radio. In fact, he's the one that had turned me on to listening to you.
Yeah, you told me
and
that.
Then he left me by myself on New Year's Eve so he could go screw a bartender at Dockers. And I left him, and then it really chapped his ass when he saw me on that billboard. Let me tell you what, he was madder than hell. But I saw him recently at a celebration of life. I was really good friends with his cousin, and she passed away. And he saw me from across the room and gave me a nod and gave him a nod, and that was it. So I don't really have a lot of animosity towards anybody in my past, really.
But you're not super close friends with any of them either.
Why would I? Well, I don't know, maybe.
Rocky, are you friends with any exes?
No, I guess whatever you're called. I don't know. No, I guess not.
Sean,
you're calling an ex?
Well, just someone you dated. Are you friends with them?
What's a date?
Well, like, you know, someone you dated for a while. I mean, I know you've been married for a while, but didn't you?
But what would you consider a date?
Like dating,
like someone you were seeing for like a few months or something.
Yeah.
Oh no, I don't have anybody like that.
Oh, you don't have any? Okay, well that would okay.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I'm still really good friends with someone I dated as a teenager. I mean,
well, yeah.
But, that's, you know, we were kids, and so now as, you know, grown-ups, it's, you know, everything was laughable. Everything that, you know, completely made me a depressed, brooding, unwanted, unloved teenage girl. Yeah, I'm over that.
I mean, all my dates were when I was a teenager because I met my wife so young, but
right.
I've got like, I've got one, well, maybe a couple. I've got 2 or 3 adult relationships that I had, but all the rest were teenage stuff, you know, like dating in college or high school or whatever. And then because I was only 22 or 3 when I met my wife. So, you know, and we've been together. This last September, it's been 30 years. Now we lived together a couple years before we were married, but we met in September of 1990. So what about Sean? Sean's had adult relationships that have all failed miserably. But Sean, you get along with the exes still, don't you?
There's, you know what? I probably don't talk to the last one, but you know, I'm that kind of guy. Like if they needed me, I would do something, and I would do nothing to interfere with their present. I'd turn right the hell around. There's only one. I like my first love. Like 10 years ago, she wanted to be friends again. That was out of the blue. because we didn't really speak
Whose dad
afterwards.
was a preacher.
And it,
Whose dad was like a snake handler or something.
I'm not. I mean,
Whatever. He was a minister, right?
Oh, we're still. Well, that's probably why we're not friends, but we're not as friendly as we were. But anyway, I'm pretty much, friends with any one of them except for the one 20 years ago.
Well, my favorite girl.
I mean that witch you.
The girl that Sean dated that I really liked. Rocky probably remembers her too. When you dated Jill, I thought Jill was a really good person. So I couldn't imagine you not. If she called you and said, "Hey, Sean, could you do me a favor?" and blah blah blah, I would imagine you would help her out. Right?
She's just a good, decent person.
Yeah.
I look back to that whole business, that whole era, and it was just, here's a guy, he's from out of town, and he pretty much would love to have a life of just, hey, it's you, me, and then okay, we have to do other stuff on occasion. And she had so many damn people in her world. And again, it's tough to be the out of towner. I usually paint myself as a Springfield guy, but it is tough being the out of town guy dating a Springfield girl with, connections and grade school friends and everything. I mean, if you're a guy who doesn't mind, you want somebody out of your hair and you don't want to spend a lot of time, it probably works. But it was, there were just built-in issues. And gosh, every time we tried to go somewhere, there would always be something that happened.
She was a really sweet person. I would imagine that you guys still get along. Like if you were to see her, I'm not just saying that you're with her all the time, but if you were to see her, I'd imagine.
I mean, just a smart, understanding person, smart about people. And the one after her, and ironically, it was kind of like the Sammy Hagar concert at Sangamon Auditorium at the time. It was kind of like the official, that era's over. And then I met the biatch from Hades.
Oh, the one that wrote that. Life. Okay.
The one that sent me spiraling downward.
I didn't realize they were
like
so together.
It was kind of like,
it
was
like
Chantilly
a Lace Dirty
night.
Dancer.
Yes. she is the Merle Haggard, got me rolling downhill like a snowball headed for hell.
Well, the other girls that I dated.
I mean, there wasn't even a chance for the flag or the Liberty Bell.
No, there wasn't.
That's the second country reference we've made today that Ray has no idea what we're talking about.
You know me. I don't know hillbilly. No, like the adult relationships I had, I'm friends with on Facebook, and literally I talk to them. One of them I run into. One of the girls that I dated was my brother's wife's sister. So still my sister-in-law. And I love her to death. My brother Rob's wife, Cindy, who I still consider a sister. Her actual sister is an ex of mine, but I'm friendly with her. She's super nice. She's super sweet. So my adult relationships, I get along fine. The ones I don't know are the one night stands. Like I'm not Facebook friends, or I got to be honest, it's embarrassing to say.
Did you even know all their names?
I don't know their I don't know.
See, that's what I was more talking about, like that. Like, yeah.
You're just talking about hookups. That's not.
I get along with
dating.
those people.
Like there was one girl who was literally the hottest hookup I ever had. I didn't know her name then. I certainly don't know it now. But then she tried to kill me. I mean, it was nuts. I told you that story, right, Shawnee?
Yes.
The girl I hooked up with.
You might want to mute me. I'm gonna order one of these ghost pepper donuts.
Oh, really? No, we want to hear this. I want to see it when you get it.
Okay, I need bacon, egg, and cheese croissant, and I would like one of your.
I'll be right with you.
Okay then.
Well, and while we're waiting, let me just add, I mentioned, like I said, others, even, I don't want to get into the most recent thing, but, there's still, I guess, a level of embassy still kind of open friend level, but even though we don't really talk. But if this person from 20 years ago called me and they were on fire and I was in my car on the interstate and I could even have an app where I press a button to have water fall on her, I wouldn't press that
I would
button.
like to try one of your ghost pepper donuts, please.
A bacon, egg, and cheese croissant and a ghost pepper donut. Anything else?
That would be all.
Hold on, please.
Thank you.
There's another button that pours more gasoline on. He pushed that one. Add gasoline.
He pushed that one twice.
Would you like to add gasoline to your fire?
No, the girl that I'm talking about, it was a super hot night, but this is the one that I hooked up with, and then there was a wedding dress in the bathroom.
What?
My word.
I hooked up with a girl when I was in Corpus, Thorn. I hooked up with her, and it was a super hot. I mean, it was unbelievable. And then when I was done, I went into her bathroom, and there was a wedding dress hanging in the shower.
That's
was it I walked hers? Yeah, I walked out and I said, "Who's getting married?" And she goes, "Me." And I was like, "What?" And it was hers. And so I was really freaked out, and I left her house and I walked back over to mine. We lived in the same complex. I walked over to my house, and then I walked in, and there was these guys that were in my we were having a party at my house. And my one buddy, his name was Rhett. He was there, and I go, "Man, I just hooked up with the girl who lives right across and I point the house out, and he goes, "What?" And I said, "Yeah, she was crazy. She was wild.
Oh my God,
was amazing." And he goes, "Oh no, which one?" And I pointed again. He goes, "Oh shit, that's the girl that's marrying my cousin."
What?
Yeah.
Oh my God, what are the odds?
So I told Rhett, I said,
"Oh."
He goes, "Yeah, she's marrying my cousin." And I said, No. She lives on the bottom floor right over there. And he goes, "Holy shit, that's who it is." So he goes to their wedding. And in the line of the wedding, where you're after their wedding, they form a line and you go up and shake the hand.
Receiving line, yeah.
He goes up to this girl and he shakes her hand, and then he gets really close, like he's gonna kiss her on the cheek, and he goes, "I know you fucked Ray Lytle."
Oh my God.
And
really?
He whispers it in her ear on her wedding day.
That's unbelievable.
So then Sean knows this story. I'm taking the garbage out from my house, and I'm walking it to the garbage can in the apartment complex. And this truck comes around the corner, and I'm not thinking about it, except I notice the truck is heading towards me and not veering.
Oh.
I'm going, what the hell? What the hell? And it was like a something on a Starsky and Hutch, or or Chips, or one of those TV shows. Literally, I dive out of the way to stop from being hit by this truck. And the garbage bag, and the truck hits the garbage bag.
Oh my God.
And it was that girl that was driving the truck. That's the nuttiest story that I have.
That's pretty nutty, Ray. That's pretty bad.
Almost getting run over by.
But you don't know any of these people's names. I used to collect people back in the MySpace days. Like if I hooked up with somebody, I'd find them on MySpace and add them, and then I had my little hookup collection. I just want to have my little memories, Yeah.
I don't know her name, but my buddy Rhett told me, because the night that I slept with her, it was just a super hot night. And I was like, "Oh my God, I don't even know this girl's name." And then it was within 10 minutes of leaving her house when I found out the story from my buddy Rhett that she was getting married. I think she was getting married the following weekend.
Next weekend? Yeah, it sounds like it.
Like
the time frame.
The party was on a Saturday night, and I think it was that next weekend that she was marrying him. Or I don't think it was the next day. But whatever it was, Rhett told her that he knew that she slept with me, which, by the way, I would have never told him, had I known she was marrying his cousin, I certainly wouldn't have, I certainly wouldn't have gone and I wouldn't have slept with her had I known she was just about to get married. But he told her, and so the girl hated me. But I didn't even know her name then. But I
don't have any weird stories like that. Wow. I just have the one weird coincidence that, the bathroom BJ at the bar, the next day, the guy served me a sausage biscuit at Hardee's. And I used to go to that Hardee's like 3 times a week, and I never saw him before. So I thought that was kind of strange. But other than that,
you hooked up with you hooked up with a guy who gave you a BJ in a bathroom?
The bar was relatively empty.
Oh, in a bar. And then you went to Hardee's
Slow night.
The next morning, and he was the guy serving you
yes,
bacon, egg, and cheese.
No way.
That is something.
Rise and shine.
I went to a gentleman's establishment. And the next day, I went to the nice little restaurant with their little brunch, and I walk up to the gal tossing the salad, and it's like the gal who was on my lap last night.
Right, thank you so much.
But she didn't go by the name Azriel at her other employer.
So you saw her when she was stripping.
Number 2, Azriel, Mystery Dance. And she also works at Patrick's.
I remember one wild night at the bar in the bathroom. I think there might be a meme of me somewhere. I have never seen it, but I might be on a meme because somebody ran in, took a picture, and said, "I'm going to make that a meme." But I don't think it ever happened because there was 2 guys in the bathroom going at it, and I was this was way at the end of the night. We're all really drunk, and I'm standing there watching them eating popcorn.
Oh,
somebody ran in and took a picture.
You were watching.
Yeah, there were like 2 other guys in there too, just standing there watching it. I'm there too, and I have my big popcorn thing.
So you were watching people having sex while eating popcorn.
Yes,
that's hilarious.
That's
good. Somebody ran in, took a picture, and said, "I'm going to make that a meme." So every once in a while, I'll check like Google, like popcorn, gay sex. You'd be surprised.
You're on some
up.
sort of subreddit.
What comes up when you look up gay sex popcorn?
If I Google gay sex popcorn, they actually give a bevy of selections. I had no idea. I had, when Facebook first got going around 2000, I first got on Facebook like 2008. But I remember I was watching to see if Doran was going for that ghost pepper donut. I got a friend request in like 2012 or something from a really hot looking girl right around my age. And I was like, I just accepted it. I didn't know who she was. I just accepted it. And then she was just one of my Facebook friends, and I never, like she would post or whatever, but I never really paid attention to it. And then one day I remember going, how do I know this girl? She's from Corpus, which is where I lived. And then it did dawn on me. I'm like, that might've been the girl with the wedding dress.
Oh.
So I sent a message going, forgive me for asking, but how do I know you? And then she disappeared. I've never seen her since then. So I don't know if that was a girl or not.
Here comes the.
Oh, by the way, now I'm just enamored.
Here comes the donut. She's sitting there holding the donut, waiting for you to enter.
Has that donut
sex story?
Yeah.
So that's the ghost pepper donut. Are you going to eat it?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I like spicy food and stuff like that. So and it doesn't smell. Normally you can, when something's going to be really hot,
yeah,
you can smell it. But no, this just looks like a glazed donut with some pink icing and red sprinkles on top. Looks very normal, and it smells delicious actually. So let's do it.
I wonder how hot it would be. Yeah. And they said it's the red sprinkles that are hot.
Yeah, if Dunkin' Donuts is doing it, I imagine it would be pretty mainstream. It can't be too.
Right?
Yeah.
I got nothing yet.
It's probably more like a hot wings, that kind of hot.
Like it sneaks up on you.
Oh, you know what it tastes like?
Pussy.
Those cinnamon red hots.
Really?
Yeah.
But with a
heard that.
little bit of a crushed red pepper taste. It's nothing crazy.
But is it hot?
Not
Doran's
really.
doing it while driving.
Yeah.
Add that
No
to the
fear.
challenge.
Well, she doesn't work that far away from the.
Mm-mm. No, I'm pulling in now.
Yeah, but there's people who eat stuff like that and can't even compose themselves, you know. They're on
Yeah.
the floor and
But I'm saying Dunkin' Donuts isn't going to put a product out that's going to scald you.
I think Doran just saved me a trip to Troy, Illinois. Thank you.
Yeah.
Because this looks like a big anticlimax right here.
Yeah.
A lot of-
Not a big deal.
Nothing burger with some sprinkles on it.
all the different videos I've wanted to watch of Doran throughout all the years, and anticlimax was never one of them.
Very funny.
Is it? So now you're a few bites into it. Is it getting?
I'm not having like the hot like in your mouth.
Yeah.
It's more like I'm starting to sweat a little bit. Like the back of my neck's getting hot. So it's kind of like an internal heat. But like as far as like, you know, they say your lips go numb and stuff. I'm not having any of that.
Would it be good with like a glass of cold milk?
It would be awesome with a glass of cold almond milk.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
telling you.
Yeah, it's got almost like a, and it's just a hint. It's like a red cinnamon red hot with a little bit of like I said, like almost a crushed red pepper. It's not a real, but yeah, no, it's making me sweat. That's for sure. Yeah, it's good. I like it. And I'm not a big fan of sweets.
By the way,
so
I rather enjoy watching her eat this donut.
all my videos, by the way, are anti-climax videos.
We see
poor Sean.
we see Doran eating the Dunkin' Donuts ghost pepper donut.
Mhm.
But you're saying hot, but not super hot.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
So that's two people on the show that have done something like that. Who's going to be the third? And what will they be eating?
Jason's got to be next.
Yeah, but it is in the sprinkles because I just licked my finger.
Yeah.
And I think it's in the sprinkles, which
that's
It's probably just cinnamon, those little cinnamon treats just crunched up and sprinkled.
You're saying it's
Red
not
Hots.
super hot, but it's tasty.
It is tasty. It is tasty. It's got a light cinnamon to it, but then it's like the heat comes later.
Yeah.
But it's not like not like burning my mouth or anything like that. It's just kind of.
It's because you're not drinking anything.
Mm.
I have a feeling if you were drinking something,
What would what enhance it, or
I think if you were drinking something, you'd be, I think you'd be fine. If you were drinking something, you'd probably go, "Oh, this is really good."
yeah, I got some water here, but
Oh, okay.
yeah, no, so it's quite all right.
There you
Not
go.
bad. Not a big deal.
The Dunkin' Donuts ghost pepper donut gets a thumbs up from Doran. There you go, Jason. You could take this video. We could send that to Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah, they'll love to put out the driving while eating on camera video.
Look at how safe this. Look at how unsafe this is. Oh my God.
Yep. All right, I need to go into work. My client's waiting on me.
We should have Doran do the toe of Satan challenge against Rocky. All right.
So what is it? What?
The
Whoa,
toe of-
what?
Toe of Satan.
Toe of Satan?
It's a lollipop. Rocky's
Okay.
holding one up now. And it's supposed to be the hottest thing. Like the hottest thing you can eat.
Yeah, usually things are like a 30,000 Scoville rating. 40,000 is pretty hot. This is 9 million. So there's not anything even close to this.
It's called the
Wow.
the toe of Satan.
Wow.
Yeah,
toe
the
of
challenge is
Satan.
to challenge is to keep it in your mouth for 5 minutes without taking it out of your mouth or spitting.
Or spitting. What about
Yeah.
uncontrollable drooling?
You have to swallow it.
Oh.
Swallow that drool.
All right, guys. I'll see you tomorrow.
Later. Wow.
'Cause, yeah, it does control. It does have the uncontrollable drooling goes along with it.
But you're just supposed to swallow it.
Yeah, or hold it in your mouth. You're not supposed to spit it out. You're not supposed to take the obviously you're not supposed to take the lollipop out.
I could not go for 20 seconds. There's no way. There's no.
I did send Nick one. I don't think it's probably not gotten there yet, but so he'll have one.
No, it
to
hasn't.
Just
Hasn't
kind
gotten
of.
here yet.
You sent one to Nick?
He'll have one just to kind of let you know how hot it is. You know, kind of be a witness. Yeah, because remember I said I was going to get one, and I found out that ordering 3 was like 20 cents more. So you know why not?
Dude,
Or
we got to
2.
talk. We got to talk Doran into challenging you, Rocky. We've got to talk Doran into challenging Rocky one morning.
Well, Wednesday.
Well, next Wednesday is you and Mini Stink.
I'm not going to do this like every. I mean, this is going to be like a
he's doing
Toe of
he's
Satan
got-
Wednesday or something.
he's
Next
got
it's
his own.
Doran.
We should have Doran do it too.
Damn, that's what I'm saying.
You, Doran, and Mini Stink.
Next
lollipop-
Wednesday.
A hot lollipop 3-way. And Sean Balint. Who I could
Taking a
not-
picture saying, I'm going to make this a meme.
It's like watching guys have sex in a bathroom with popcorn.
That is really good popcorn, though. And it's free.
So there's a gay bar that you used to go to that had really good popcorn.
Yeah, it's a popcorn machine.
Because I got to tell you what,
Like in a movie theater. Imagine movie theater popcorn and it's all
Oh.
free.
The best bars have the best popcorn.
Listen,
Yeah.
I'll tell you something.
Because they know you're going to eat more of it, and eating more of it means you're going to drink more.
Listen, I am, as you know, I am not gay. I would go to that bar just for the popcorn.
Sure, Jan. Just like the Proud Boy. I'm
I
just
would-
here for the popcorn.
I'm going to insert this dildo in my ass just so I can prove that it doesn't bother me that anyone says I'm
I'm
gay.
going to shove this in my ass and sit here and eat this popcorn.
And this will be my way of proving. And I'm going to also insert 37 pieces of popcorn and just to prove that I'm not a homosexual. Oh my God. Unbelievable. What a day. Anytime we get a challenge to talk about his ex-girlfriends is always a fine day for me, I'll tell you.
Yeah. And that's what I'm telling people. I'm saying I'm looking for a future ex-girlfriend to cap my career of failure.
By the way,
Yeah, freshen up the stories. You need a new ex-girlfriend.
Oh, absolutely.
how many people are thinking Nick wanted that lollipop for Nick Talk?
I forced it. I said, I'm sending it to somebody, and I sent it. I said, what's your address? He didn't ask for it. I just want somebody else to have one of these so they can go, yeah, this is extremely hot.
I could see him doing a 15-second Nick Talk video where he basically
Hi, I'm
probably-
America's sweetheart.
It'd be my last one because I'd probably die on camera.
put his mouth and go, okay, that's it.
Okay, I have to go to the hospital.
I would watch that. I would give you a like. Maybe that's maybe that could be a potential Nick Talk.
Million plus.
Yeah, it
have
probably
your,
would
have
be.
your have your
It would
video
be.
on. You could have multi angles.
Today's show has been brought to you by our good friends at Recontex on the corner of 8th and Black, 670-1132. Schedule a detailing for your car today. It is also brought to you by our friends at Core Installation, 741-1079. You can get masks, gloves, sanitizer, disinfectant wipes, all that stuff from Core Installation right now, 741-1079. Hendricks Home Furnishing. It is the furniture store for the morning disaster viewer. I'm telling you, Hendricks Home Furnishing is a place to go and try their furniture. Take that short drive from Springfield and enjoy their furniture today. Hendricks Home Furnishing, 965-3337. It's in Verdon. Head West, delicious Head West subs. You guys know Head West. They've been around for a while. Head West on West Jefferson. Head West on Robbins Road. Head West to Denver Drive in Springfield, and Southern View just down the street from the Curve Inn. It's Head West on South 6th Street Road, and Jacksonville and Decatur. No matter where you go, no matter where you are, Head West as a perfect sub for you. It's headwestsubs.com. head west. And let's also thank Two Men in a Truck. 866-0864. 2 Men in a Truck to move the office or to move your house, whatever you need. That's who you should call. 2 Men and a Truck. Let's see. What do I have to
I forgot a follow-up to the popcorn story.
by all means.
It might not have even been the two guys with the popcorn. It might have been a different night, but there was two guys in there. And after it was over, one of the bar managers went over to the guy, and Terry just happened to be standing close so he could hear. And the guy's like, yeah, we don't put up with that here. Don't be doing that again, or we're going to throw you out. And the guy's like, this is like a 6'2" big guy. It's like, what are you talking about?
Check out the Morning Disaster app on iPhone and
hold on. Sorry, I didn't mean a Sean Bullitt commercial to cut you off. Wait a minute.
And what are you talking about? He's like, you know what you were doing in the bathroom with that other guy, and we're going to have our liquor license, but you can't blatantly be doing stuff like that. And this big, huge guy goes, I would never do something like that. I'm a lady.
So
that's the follow-up.
They yelled at you for watching it?
No, they found what they thought was one of the guys. Terry just happened to be standing at that part where the guy walked.
Okay. I thought they were yelling at you. I'm like,
no, and this big 6'3" guy was like, I would never do something like that. I'm a lady.
I was under the impression they were yelling at you for watching and eating popcorn.
Oh no.
Which, by the way, nobody said anything to you.
Just I'm going to make a meme out of that.
Because I would tell someone, please don't eat popcorn watching me like I'm some kind of circus show.
Oh, come on. If two people are doing that in a bathroom, I'm sure they don't care if people are watching. Come on. They weren't even in a stall.
I have certainly never been involved in any public sex like that, for God's sakes. If I were, I certainly wouldn't want anybody watching. Gawkers.
Different strokes for different folks.
Bunch of gawkers, I tell you. Bunch of weirdos. All right. Let's take a break.
Very judgy.
Make sure you check out the Morning Disaster app on iPhone and Android. You'll find the app in Google Play and the iPhone App Store. The app is brought to you by Recontex. It's time for you to get detail-oriented. They can clean your car inside and out, and consider this a tsunami warning. If you don't get a fresh coat of tsunami from Recontex, your car is going to look old and tired. Call 670-1132, 670-1132, and schedule your detail today. Recontex, 820 East Black Avenue, Springfield.
If you use business tech, chances are you have business tech questions.
It's after hours and my business network is down.
Call Rob.
Can cameras help me at work, and who can put them in?
Call Rob.
How much backup do I need for my business data?
Call Rob. Help, I'm stranded on a desert island. Okay, you need to call the Coast Guard. But for all of your business tech questions, call Rob. Rob Thomas at DTE Technologies. The audit is free and he will save you time and money. Call Rob at 408-0001.
When it comes to furniture, bedding, and flooring, if you turn to someone you don't know and trust, you could have a disaster on your hands. There's one place to go: Hendricks Home Furnishings. It's a short drive from Springfield, and they'll deliver to you. Either way, you'll find a kind of great service they provided since 1949. And you'll find top names like Lazy Boy, Sealy, Stearns & Foster, Congolium, Mohawk, and more. So come to Hendricks Home Furnishings, 217 North Springfield in Verdon.
They did a survey where they asked people to name foods they hated as a kid, but now love as adults. I'm going to guess Sean Bullitt, there's nothing that he hated as a kid that he eats now, because he eats like an 8-year-old. He's been to my house.
It's the other way, in fact.
He's been to my house.
As a kid, I'd eat onion rings.
And he likes, how do I explain it? He likes no condiments, nothing out of the ordinary.
I saw he put something on Facebook that he challenged people and said, it was a list of foods, and it's like, I don't like 32 of these foods. Who can top that? And I'm like, challenge accepted. I can top it. I like 4 things, and that's it.
Really, you got the taste buds of an 8-year-old too.
Oh yeah, and my taste never changed. That when you read that, I'm like, that I don't have anything for that.
Really,
something I hated and now like.
I'm pretty much the
Whiskey?
same
I don't
way.
know.
the thing
Whiskey.
that's number one on the thing that's number one on the list is 100% number one on my list too. It's something that I hated as a kid, but I love as an adult. All right, let's go to the phones. Good morning. You're on Morning Disaster.
Good morning, Ray. It's Rob.
Hey, Rob. What's up, brother?
Oh, it's been an adventurous few hours, last few hours at least. By the way, I hated sauerkraut as a kid. Now I absolutely love it. I could eat it all day. So, but it was the grossest crap in the world when I was a kid. Now I can eat it. I love Reubens. I hated them when I was a kid. Man, I might have one now. But also, on an older topic you guys had, my son would be absolutely willing to stomp Rocky into the ground on the hot, spicy, chip eating, whatever you want to eat.
Your son would take the challenge for the toe of Satan.
Yep, he would. Absolutely, because he literally got kicked out of the Illinois School for the Deaf lunchroom because he was eating ghost peppers and just eating them like they were chips. He don't care.
We should have him. He should definitely take on Rocky.
Yeah, he will. I texted him. I said, "Hey, when you're on break, call me." He texted me and he called me back. He's like, "What's up?" I said, "There's a guy on the radio saying he can eat whatever hot, and you can't be able to do it." And he goes, "I'll do it. Game on."
There you go, Rocky. You could.
Yeah, Wednesday we can have work to 4 people now.
Wednesday.
Yeah. Trent will do it.
That's awesome.
Dorn will beat all of us.
Trent's off that day too, so he's like, "Yep, game on. Where do we go?"
The toe of Satan. Toe of Satan. We'll do it. We want him on cam.
You probably have to order it now. I don't know too many places you can buy it in the store. You have to order it like today.
I can get it. I'll get it.
It takes about 4 or 5 days to get here. So
well, it's Amazon. You can get it from Amazon. I think it's a seller.
Amazon,
It takes like
I can
3
probably
days.
have it by Friday or Saturday.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. He was like, "Yeah, I'm game. Let's do it."
I definitely want him on.
He'll do the ghost peppers. He's done all that stuff. The habaneros. He'll do the eat them. He don't care.
That's great.
And here's the thing. I'm a wuss with mild taco sauce. What? That stuff's terrible.
I agree. Mild taco sauce is terrible.
But it's too spicy. I just don't like spice. I like flavor. I don't like spice. I just don't.
I'm with you. I don't like.
I like flavor too. I'm not a big fan of the hot stuff where it's like orange. That Hooters hot, where it's just like battery acid and there's no flavor. I'm not into that at all.
It's hot to just be hot.
Right.
Yeah. I don't like that at all. So yeah, if it burns my anus, I'm done. I'm out.
You might be eating the wrong. You might be eating the wrong way.
I could be.
We'll have a conversation.
47 years old. I might need a class.
Let's have a conversation so I can teach you a few things. All right, Rob. That's great.
All right, buddy. Have a good day.
All right. So here's a list of foods that people hated as a kid that they love as an adult. Number 10, bacon. Who the hell hates bacon?
Nobody.
That's as un-American as I've ever heard.
The spider from Charlotte's Web even loves bacon.
I love. That's a great reference. I was 8 years old. I love bacon. I love it just as much now. Number 9, Greek yogurt. I've never had Greek yogurt.
Who the hell has Greek yogurt as a child?
There's
things that I've liked later that I didn't experience as a child, like Jamaican spice stuff and things like that and whatever. But I don't know too many.
It's a healthy. Maybe this is why I've never eaten it. It's a healthy food, right?
Oh well.
So some of these mothers that are working out every day to keep that rockin' bod, they're probably feeding their kids.
Don't even go to that section of the store, let alone buy that product.
Number 8, eggs. Who doesn't like eggs? Come on.
I don't like eggs.
Really? You don't like them?
No.
There's no type of like scrambled or
no.
None of them.
And I don't like that smell either.
Sean, what's your favorite
But
egg?
at the same time, I didn't start liking them. I mean,
like you've hated them your whole life.
Yeah. I've hated I never went one way, and then started liking something.
Sean, favorite egg?
Pretty much I'm almost exclusive scrambled. Over easy can be okay. A hard boiled egg, the sight of it, the smell of it, deviled egg makes me want to hurl projectile vomit.
I think eggs are great.
I mean, I'm just like, oh, can I eat at another table?
Jason, what about you? You like eggs?
Scrambled.
The
Yeah.
smell, the shine.
You put a
ugh.
little ketchup with that scrambled egg, Sean?
You know, not really. I toyed with that for a while, but I got away from that.
All right. Number 7, avocados.
Yeah, that would be another thing I didn't have as a child, but I like as an adult. But I
Yeah.
just didn't have that as a child.
Avocado, Sean?
No, never really. You know what? I don't like the smell of something. Or the
Really?
texture.
Hey,
Yeah.
Jason, avocado?
Nope.
Yeah, I've never been a fan. They're all right. My daughter loves guacamole.
Yeah, I like guacamole and
I think in fact,
guacamole burger from Steak and Shake.
I think I liked guacamole. Now that I think about it, I think I liked guacamole as a kid. Now I'm just okay with it. I think as the years gone by, I like it less, if that makes any sense. Number 6, fish. There were people that hated fish as a child and love it as an adult.
I'm not a big fan of fresh fish. I like the process. I don't like that lake water
Oh
taste
my
on the fresh fish
Yeah.
stuff, like catfish and stuff like that.
And I don't want to. I don't want to
you ever
go
had
and
fresh
see the
shrimp?
thing's head on a plate.
Have you ever had fresh shrimp?
I don't like seafood.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna
I
say
went to a party at Joe's Crab Shack and got a chicken sandwich.
Oh my God, for heaven's sakes.
steak, chicken, amen.
It's the only thing they had in the whole menu that wasn't some sort of seafood.
When I lived in Corpus, we would go out to the island, to the bluff, and right when they'd be bringing the boats in, you could buy some shrimp. That's the best shit. That Gulf shrimp. It's still got some of that. What was that thing that blew up in the Gulf?
The Exxon Valdez.
No, the Halliburton.
Not I was going to say Event Horizon, but something Horizon.
Yeah. They
Yeah, it
still
wasn't Sam Neill with pins in his face.
you can go get some of the you could buy some of the shrimp that still has some of that oil on it, and it's fantastic. I love fresh seafood. There's a place there called Snoopy's.
Deepwater Horizon.
There's this place called Snoopy's where they take the fresh fish and they fry it up. Oh my God, it's the most unbelievable shit you've ever had.
What about sushi? I just had sushi for the first time 2 or 3 years ago. It was like getting a mouthful of like something with a little bit of texture and a lot of lake water.
You didn't like it.
Oh no. And I just saw a video where they have 6 different people from all different ages, walks of life, everything, try 3 different kinds of sushi each, and none of them liked it, even the Asian girl.
Well, the problem with sushi is it's too expensive. That's why I don't eat it.
Oh, well, of course. That's why I know it was free for the people on the show.
Oh. I mean, I like it, but I don't have it very often because of the cost. It's too expensive. Number 5, green beans. Oh, I love green beans.
Yeah.
Cooked in butter. Oh my God.
Gross.
Sean, you like green beans?
You know, green beans one of those things, you know, they're not enjoyable, but they're tolerable, and yeah, I'll gladly eat them to try and, you know, get a little healthier.
Jason, you like green beans?
I liked them as a kid, but I don't as an adult.
Really? You won't eat green beans?
Yeah.
Do your children eat green beans?
As for the girls, I don't know because they don't eat that many meals here. But for my son, I don't think he's actually had them yet. So
Great. Number 4, spinach. When I was a kid, I liked lettuce salads. Now as an adult, I'll take a spinach salad over lettuce any day of the week.
I'm not familiar with spinach. I mean, I guess I think I've had it on stuff, but I've never actually tasted it by itself to
get a salad.
I've just always heard it was gross, and then the whole Popeye thing about making it makes you strong or whatever.
Do you like
Sound
salad?
like propaganda.
Do you like salad? Are you a salad eater?
Yes.
Do yourself a favor. Get a salad made with spinach instead of lettuce. It will rock your world. It's amazing.
Yeah, but this is coming from somebody that likes seafood, eggs,
Well, it doesn't taste like
sushi,
taste like seafood or sushi. I'm just saying,
green beans, eggs.
you guys in the chat room help me out. I mean, it's spinach salad is fantastic. I highly recommend it. Try to get one once that has spinach in it instead of lettuce. It's great. Number 3. This is definitely, I did not like this as a child. The older I've gotten, I love this. Broccoli.
Yeah. Nope.
Not even with cheese?
Nope, no sale.
I don't think I've liked anything on this list except bacon.
Jason?
Oh, avocado.
Nope.
Wow. All right. Number 2, I have to be honest. I don't eat a lot of this, but I don't dislike them. I have had them and like them. Brussels sprouts.
I'm not really familiar.
By the way, I'm not eating the fresh versions of these vegetables. And I like them cooked in butter, which is probably a bad sign. And the number one thing, and this for me too, something you hated as a kid that you love as an adult. 31% of people surveyed pick this. Give me a freshly cooked steak with this any day of the week. Asparagus. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
I'm not familiar.
You've never had asparagus?
Probably not. I'm not a big steak eater either. I don't really care for steak.
Really?
No.
Wish I could say that.
Sean, what about you? You like asparagus?
No, not at all.
Jason, asparagus?
Hell no.
If I'm gonna have a home cooked steak, there's nothing, and I mean nothing, like some asparagus cooked in butter. Oh my God.
I think you just are a big fan of butter.
No, but my wife.
Oh my God, this and in butter and pizza and butter. You got to take some bacon, put it in some butter.
Oh, terrible news. There's a decomposed man in the backyard. How disgusting. Wait a minute. He's covered in butter.
Slap some butter on it.
My wife will
become a cannibal.
She'll have asparagus and then she'll sprinkle on some butter and sea salt. Oh my God.
What is sea salt, right? And butter and sea salt on anything would be
amazing.
Good. What is the asparagus? Isn't that supposed to do something to help your body, or what is it, urinary tract, or?
No, I'll tell you what it does is if you eat too much of it, your pee stinks.
Okay, I knew it was some kind of thing like that. Yeah.
Because I love asparagus, and my wife has bitched at me. Flush the damn toilet after you pee.
Oh, we'll do that anyway.
After
God, what is this, Kentucky?
If it's yellow, let it mellow.
Let it mellow, yeah. Like sometimes I'll pee and I won't flush, and my wife will yell at me. Your pee smells like it's asparagus pee.
Let's see, 3 Mr. Hankies. Is that enough to flush? Yeah, what the hell?
Well, I always flush after I always flush.
Anyhow.
I always flush after I do a number.
I'd sure like to float here a while longer, Mr. Lytle.
What kind of sicko is not flushing after they take
I'll tell you what, I lived with somebody who was like that. Nobody you know, but it was like, are you kidding me?
They wouldn't flush a deuce?
Oh my God. I mean,
it was Bodine, wasn't it?
No, it was even Bodine wouldn't go there, but it was like a carpet bomb attack. It's like, oh my God. I mean, you must want me to never be in this place again.
Now, Flush Dean, my brother Flush Dean, when we were kids, we would go to some place. No matter where we went, Bodine would excuse himself to go to the restroom just so he could flush the toilet.
Flush Dean.
He is the exact
different strokes for different folks.
He's the
I mean, I was eating popcorn in the bathroom watching sex, so I can't really talk.
As a little kid, no matter where we would go, Bodine would excuse himself to go to the restroom just so he could flush the toilet. He was fascinated with toilet flushers.
flush, Dean.
Nick, you like asparagus, don't you?
No.
Am I the only adult here?
Yeah, like you were saying before, most of my eating habits were formed probably when I was 9 years old, and they haven't changed.
You have
except for things have been introduced that I didn't know about before.
You have the taste buds of 8-year-olds. What about steak? Rocky, you said you don't even like steak. Sean, I know you like steak.
Yeah.
Jason, you like steak?
If it's tender, yes.
Oh, for God. Nick, you like steak?
I love steak.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
I even
I
like
just don't like it when it's too tough.
I mean,
I doesn't like steak.
I would like a steak TV dinner. The cut rate buffet place. Yeah, I'll eat that, even though it's chewy.
What about prime rib? Oh my God, a good slice of prime rib. That might be the best thing.
Prime rib, beer, bacon, chili.
Prime rib might be the best meat in the world. Nick, what do you think?
What, prime rib?
Yeah.
I like a New York strip.
Oh, but I'm telling you, prime rib is awesome. All right, what about pork steaks? Barbecued pork steaks.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sold.
Rocky?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would eat that.
Everybody agrees that barbecued pork steaks. What about chicken? What about fried chicken?
Oh, yes.
Is everybody good with fried chicken?
Yes.
Oh, hell yeah.
As long as it's not a wing, where it's all just this weird shit. And here's a little meat over here. Oh, maybe if I can lick the back. No, you're gonna need a drumstick or a piece of chicken, like a breast.
So
wing shit. Why even bother?
So you're okay with fried chicken unless it's a wing.
Yes.
All right. I'm just trying to get you guys what your food choices are.
If you're eating wings, it should be like buffalo wings.
What about a pork chop? You all like the pork steak. What do you think about the pork chop?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Fine.
Yeah.
Of the smell of it, the taste, the whole bit.
Oh, there are people that don't like steak, but you like pork. This is very rare. What about
steak is just too much. It's too. I've never been a fan of a slab of a chunk of meat on a plate. I'd much rather eat a sandwich or something that's presentable rather than here's this bleeding meat and the bloodier the better and all that. Caveman. No, I'm not into that.
What about a hot dog?
No.
Yeah.
Gay people can't eat hot dogs.
Well, you have to eat the hot dog, not like fillet it.
People take pictures.
What the hell? What the hell? Gay, what do you mean gay people don't eat hot dogs? What the hell does that mean?
Not in the phone camera age.
He likes hot dogs, a rather low class gay.
You want to stop eating hot dogs, just watch a documentary on how hot dogs are made.
Nick, you like hot dogs?
That'll cure that.
Yes.
Nick's got like a little kid. Of course he's got to eat hot dogs.
In the air fryer, they're the best.
What about you guys all like hamburgers, right?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't think there's nobody dislikes a hamburger.
Oh, I've never had one.
Vegetarian.
Well, yeah, other than someone who doesn't eat meat.
Don't you dare try to make me eat a hamburger.
And then fish. We know that Rocky, you won't eat fish.
No, I don't. I like processed fish and fish patties, and I don't like freshwater fish where it tastes like it's right out of the lake. I don't like catfish and stuff like that.
I'm with Rocky. I want someone to take it off to a factory, put something on it to de-animalize it, and then I can convince myself that it was just, grown in a factory.
That you like a fillet of fish or a fish stick more than you like a fresh, say, catfish at a restaurant.
Oh, absolutely, yes.
Oh, you're out of your mind.
Hey, this burger is from a cow that died 30 minutes ago. Here you go.
Jason, what about you?
I agree with Rocky on that one.
Nick, what about you?
For what? I'm sorry.
What about
fish?
You have the choice between like a fillet of fish or a fish stick.
Oh, fish stick, but I would say no to both.
Oh, you okay? Because Rocky said he'd take a fish stick or a fillet of fish over like a fresh catfish, which I'm astounded by that.
Yeah,
by the way,
Paul's, y'all.
Very unprofessional, Dick. There's only one thing to do when you haven't been paying attention to what's being talked about on the air.
What?
That was
Thank
from the
you.
Jim the Photographer School of Broadcasting.
By the way, There was no food Jimmy didn't like.
Oh,
you name it, Jimmy would eat it.
I wish I could change that about me. I've been asked that before, like if there was one thing you can change about yourself, and that's usually my answer is that I wish I had a wider palate. You know, I wish I could go into places and try this and try that, and and they're having a special on this, but I don't. Restaurants, unless it's Italian or Mexican, I get the same thing every time, just about.
And what a social barrier it is.
Let me ask, what is the best?
Yeah.
What's the best dinner? The best dinner entree is what, Sean?
It's like being invited to that birthday party at Joe's Crab Shack, and I don't like seafood, so I had to be the idiot sitting there eating chickens. Even the waitress came out like, "Who had the chicken fucking sandwich? Oh, is that okay? Hey, you're the crab legs, and you're the this, and okay, and who had the fucking chicken sandwich?"
Let me end on this. What is the greatest entree you can say? Everybody goes out. We're going out for some big dinner. Say I've just won the lottery and I'm taking us all out for a big fancy dinner. What's the entree for you, Nick?
Would be big fancy dinner would be steak and some sort of potato.
Sean, what's the entree?
You know what? It's been too long since I've been at Alexander's, so I wouldn't know which steak to pick. But my steak of choice right now, outlaw ribeye over at Longhorn. Oh my word.
Yeah, good ribeye is good.
That thing, they put some seasoning in that and spices on that are just unspeakably addictive.
Mine would be steak and lobster tail, a huge lobster tail, or an inordinate amount of crab legs, like the big Alaskan crab legs, the big ones. Oh my God. It might be, I'm telling you what, guys, shrimp and crab, it might be the best food on the planet.
Oh, yeah.
Sitting
there ripping the crab legs apart in front of everybody like a motherfucking savage, and then like pouring butter all over it because, hey, really, it's the butter. And then just eating that, and you got all your friends eating it, and then you got the dead like carcass laying there when you're done. Just like Mama used to make.
You're just going to insult me. But Rocky, your entree would be what?
I don't know, some Chicago pizza from a neighborhood pizza place. If you had $1 million, you reopen Taco Lay in Granite City from 30 years ago and make those tacos again, however they made them.
Oh man,
unbelievable!
Those were the best tacos, and they only were around for like 2 years.
That's the entree that you would have.
The best tacos ever. Yeah, I think that beats some steak and lobster.
Jason, what's your?
Because you all three said steak.
Say I'll be a cheap date. I'll be happy with just a big old hamburger horseshoe.
Oh, for God's sake!
I do love a horseshoe.
Man up.
Horseshoe over like steak and lobster.
How about a steak horseshoe?
I would definitely choose a horseshoe over steak and lobster. Yes.
Let me give you this. What about a piece of lasagna? A big piece of lasagna.
Any Italian food, yeah, I'm in
or
for that as long as it's not loaded up with chunks of tomato.
Or a horseshoe. Ugh. It's got to be the lasagna, right?
Especially if it's baked lasagna and it's got that little bit of a crust on it.
Yes. Yeah. Oh my God, that's amazing.
Yeah. And beef lasagna, not cheese's lasagna is good too, but when they put we have the meat with it, it's even better.
Yeah. As long as it's got some ricotta cheese.
Tell you what, I love when made perfectly, the Hooters buffalo chicken sandwich.
Oh, for God's sakes. That's not an entree. Hooters buffalo chicken sandwich is not an entree.
Well, tell you what, when it's made, it's a cut above everything else on the menu.
Oh,
that's what I usually get in restaurants is a buffalo chicken sandwich.
As long as you don't get the shitty waitress anyway.
Yeah, I want the waitress with the nice bits. I don't want this waitress.
I'll take an average looking one who's just personable, I mean, just talk to me and treat me like I'm not,
You are
some
pathetic slobbering man or something.
You're so odd. You really are just an odd person. Well, I guess we should wrap it up. It's 10:30. See, I actually got the time before Rocky reminded me. I think I should be Well thought.
Well,
of.
yeah, when the time's 10:30.
I'm saying, but I got to be honest. It feels in my head. I know it's 10:30. In my head, it feels like it's 9:40. You know.
Yeah, me too. Well, that's what happens with me when you wake up at 8:10.
At least you missed the first part of the show. You would have hated it. In fact, your husband was in the chat room saying, "Thank God Rocky's not in here when you're talking about this."
About the bathroom incident.
Bathroom incident. And
We've all figured out, by the way, that was Ray, right?
No, that was not me.
If
And
Ray's
by
not
the way-
going to tell you who it is, and he really isn't,
For
it's Ray.
once, I can tell you it was not Sean. Because a lot of times when I tell
Yeah, nobody said Sean.
a lot of times
Notice that? See that deflection there?
No,
I
a
bet
lot
it
of
was Ray. I can tell you it wasn't Sean.
a lot of times when I say it was not Sean, it is Sean. But I'm telling you this time it was not Sean.
And it's definitely not Sean.
Yeah.
Nope, it's not Sean.
It is not Sean.
A preponderance of the evidence shows.
Oh, Kathy says I should go to Rochester and have Razzo's baked lasagna. I would spinach salad. Oh, I would try that.
You know what I used to love in Springfield was Monty's meatball subs.
Oh,
and nobody, I don't know if Monty's is still around, but I've never been anywhere that makes them like that.
Yeah,
With
since-
that
you know,
sourdough bread.
Nick has been telling me because I always get like the turkey and provolone or cheese and ham from Head West. Nick has been telling me to try the what was it?
Barbecue chicken.
Yeah, Nick says I should try the barbecue chicken, the Head West barbecue chicken on the sweet French bread. He says it'll change my world.
I tell you, I like their
So,
meatballs.
so they have the sweet French bread too?
Yeah,
Head West?
Head West has the best. I'm serious. Head West has. I mean, there's a reason why when Head West came along that all these other places left.
Just went away.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm not insulting Monty's. I mean, Monty's. I know they have some people that like it, but the number.
When I said that, I forgot we had a sub shop.
Yeah, but I'm saying, the number of people that like Monty's is a lot smaller than the like.
I'll keep them on a wall in front of me from now on.
But I'm saying you have not until you've had this the Head West sweet French bread. It is, and this has nothing to do with the fact that they're an advertiser. It just has to do with just taste of their bread is the best. I mean, it has, and I haven't tried the barbecue chicken that Nick's been telling me to try, but
So I usually get the roast beef and cheddar myself when I go there.
yeah, roast beef's good. But it's
I will definitely try them the next time I am in Springfield.
it's the bread, and they have a meatball that's supposed to be really good too. So
That's what I usually get, like a meatball or Italian.
it's the bread with Head West. Well, for me, it's the bread and the brownie. I
Well,
should.
that really makes it. I mean, that's the thing is that, like I was talking about that taco place in Granite City years ago. It was the shells. You know, it's the frame. You know.
My parents owned a taco place when I was a kid. Did I tell you? Do I know? You know that, right?
Wasn't called Taco Lay, was it?
It's called Taco Loco.
Mm.
My parents owned it. It was in Gillespie. And it was, I guess it was the place to get tacos for a while, but the cost of, you don't make any money when you're selling products for $1.98. You know what I mean? At least you don't make enough to stick around. But when that was, and then my dad took off, you know, so the place went under. But yeah, no, if you came to town, I would say get a Head West meatball sub. You really like it because it's the best bread. Nothing against the other places, but there's nothing. I don't know what they're putting in the bread, but it's amazing.
You know, I'm lucky I'm not dead because when I was out east living in Maryland looking for Mrs. Balent, which of course would never exist, although I did have something going with somebody right before I left that area. They had of all things, a convenience store called Sheets. Hey, come on over to Sheets. And they had the best damn meatball sub. So that's what I eat, you know, because I'd go out and imbibe on a Friday night or Saturday night and have to work the next morning. and at 2 a.m. I'd have a meatball sub. If I did that in my 30s, I'd probably be a corpse.
I say, were they named sheets because they gave you the sheets after you ate them?
I think they did.
They gave you sheets to wipe your ass with.
I still have to make my way out there though. I mean, that was the best. Famous
Scott
last
says
words.
the
Yeah, I'm not coming back to Illinois.
Scott says the Italian from Head West is awesome. I've never had I don't think have I had the Italian?
I will definitely be having some Head West soon. I'm sure once that happens, I will forget all other sub shops.
No, I mean you like whatever, but I'm just
No, I will. I'm serious. I've never. I don't think they were around when I was in Springfield.
They weren't, but I'm telling you, you've
So all my references are like 15, 20 years ago.
until you've had their sweet French bread. I mean, they make the best bread of any.
Yeah, I think they were like on West Jefferson back in the day.
They still are.
And that was like a solo operation for a while, and then
If you remember before Head West came to Springfield, there was Bread Stretchers.
yes,
There was Monty's. There was a bunch of sub shops, and then
Subway.
Yeah, there was yeah, and then
I thought Firehouse was awesome, but they couldn't compete.
yeah, Firehouse, Subway started putting everybody
They got out of town
because it's so good.
Quiznos.
Yeah, they
Jimmy John's.
none of them could keep up. I'm telling you, it's because the bread. And they use quality meats and all that stuff too, but the real reason is the bread. You just can't beat it. But now I'm definitely gonna get a sub for lunch. Thanks for that.
Yeah, I'm like hungry for this. Like, so I'm saying I'm gonna head to Springfield.
I know.
And I'm assuming when I get to Springfield, I will then go west.
And by the way,
will not be heading east.
Bread Stretchers was good, but as soon as Head West introduced the sweet French bread, and by the way, this was the bread they started with in 2000 whatever. It's amazing. They still make it today. But I think Matt has to get up at like 3:00 in the morning just to make enough bread, because as they've expanded the store locations and by having it be all over the place, they have to make more bread. So they make it in the morning. They also have they do this thing with the bread where after they cook it fresh, they put cinnamon and sugar and butter, and they make a breakfast concoction out of the bread. And I used to talk about it all the time. And one morning, they brought some by for me on MAY, and I had this bread. It was the best stuff it was the most amazing stuff you ever had. It was a cinnamon toast bread, but it was on that sweet French bread. It was freaking unbelievable. I've told Matt they should offer that, because people would pay for that with a good cup of coffee, and that bread would be unbelievable. So that's just my advice, just to turn that sweet French bread into something more. But there were days when they would run out of it because they'd only make so much. Now they make so much that they keep it going throughout the day. But anyway, now I know what I'm going to have. I want to thank everybody for listening. We'll wrap it up, you guys. That's it for today's Morning Disaster. Once again, it was not Sean Bolint that had the shit story to start the show.
That was Ray, right? That's
No,
what we all agreed.
We ruled Sean out because he had somebody shopping with him.
Oh yeah, yeah. If I told you, I could tell you who it was, and you would all laugh. You all know. By the way, everybody knows this person. You all know him. If I told you who it was, you all know him. Sean, you know him really well. Rocky, you know him. Everybody knows him. If I told you who it was. In fact, Shawnee, I'm gonna text it to you now, just so I can see your face.
All right.
All right, hold on. I want to see your face. Don't say who it is.
Was Sean here for the story though? Does he know what you're?
You hear the story, Sean?
No.
I started this show off.
Was it Hillbilly Joe?
No, I told this story about a person who shat themselves while they were in a Target. And it was so outrageous.
It was an epic shatting.
It was an epic shit story. So I'm going
it was one of those 45-minute ones.
I'm going to text it to you now, Sean. Don't say it, but I just want to see your face.
I hope the poor Target dog wasn't nearby.
I just want to see your face when you see who it is.
Is it somebody that I know?
Yes.
It's hard not to do an impersonation.
What about me? Is it someone I know?
Yeah, you definitely know who he is. You know who he is. I don't know.
How would you find out the story though?
I was called. The person called and said, "Hey, I got a story for you." But
The person themselves called you?
Yes, the person called me and said, "You can't tell anybody though."
Yeah, it's not who I thought it was then.
An extraction mission or something.
They called me on Sunday during the football game, and they said, "I'm going to tell you a story, but promise me you won't tell anyone." So I shared it. Can I point out? I shared it with our entire audience.
This person used to broadcast on a cell phone, correct?
I have no idea what you're getting at.
They wouldn't usually be on a microphone in the studio. They'd be more on a cell phone.
This person has broadcast before, but they've only been a guest. They were never a full-time part of the show. All right. So that's enough of.
Is it somebody that's ever called into the show from the county jail?
No, it's not Rage. No, it wasn't Rage, but I shouldn't say that because I would like if people thought it was Rage. So I'm not going to answer that, Jason. I'll let you guys. I'll just.
And I don't know Rage.
Yeah, because Rage wasn't on the same time Rocky was. No, this person definitely was. This person was definitely around when Rocky was around. And for some reason, the person calls and says, "I swear to me, you won't tell anybody the story." And literally,
Is it a guest that would have been in a publicity photo, even though they were just a guest?
And out of nowhere, I
got it. Okay.
I shared the story.
He's not answering.
I shared the story.
Tell the poop.
I shared the story with our entire audience. No, I don't think this person's ever been publicity photo.
Will the real Deucer please stand up?
No, I can't say who it is. He would kill me. I really can't say who it is. But I did promise him I wouldn't tell the story. And then I went
thinking a legal matter.
I told it. No, that's not who it was.
He's been in a publicity photo, but he was really a guest, a special guest every week.
Yeah. No, it wasn't.
Porno Bob.
No. Why would you think Porno Bob has my home number?
I'm just trying to think of guests that weren't really part of the show that I would know. We didn't have a lot of those when I was on the show. We had Dave the Lawyer. We had Ron Rector. We had Ron Rector was actually part of the show. He was
Ron was our
guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, when I tell you who it is,
the callers would not have been in the studio.
When you find out who it is, you're gonna go, "Oh shit, that makes sense." But I should probably wrap it up.
It's one of your relatives, isn't it?
I will reveal it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to reveal who it is.
Okay.
Because
I'm wondering who would call Ray.
I think there's people in the chat room who would call. Like PD calls me.
Oh, okay.
DC calls me or texts me all the time. I mean,
you're making them all suspects now.
I don't mean to be making anybody. You call me. It wasn't Rocky, but I'm saying he calls me. There's a bunch of people who I talk to.
No, if it would have been me, that story that would have been kept to myself, or I would have said it myself on the show.
Yeah,
Brent's in the chat saying it was him.
I wish it was Brent. That's hysterical. Oh my God. It was just such a great story. But most of us, we all agreed, most of us would have handled it differently than the way that this guy did. Which is why I think a lot of people thought it was Sean Balint, because it was so bungled. And it was even, in fact, when the guy was telling me the story, he goes, I bungled this. He goes, I Sean Balinted it. The person actually used the words, I Sean Balinted this entire episode. Because he's right. Every decision he made was a horrible decision. It was sort of Balint-like. He Sean Balinted the whole story. Like that time, the time where Lamb was on the
verb.
The time when Lamb was on the show, he would have been one to point out, boy, you made every decision you made was Sean Balint-like with that story.
I still like the equipment is lidolized.
Yes. It was a very Sean Balint-like story. All right, we'll wrap it up and say goodbye. Be back tomorrow at 8 o'clock, guys. Have a wonderful day. We'll talk to you guys on Thursday. Bye-bye.
You better wake up, sleepyhead, get your fat butt out of bed. There's a man who got up at 4 a.m. just to play you
And shit his pants at a Target.
Gym. I better let it. Raymond Lytle is his name. Some have called him just a bit insane. Well, you may find him a little idiotic, but his is the only morning show you can say has really got it. Slam the door, turn the key, get on the road now. With Central Illinois' morning way to get down. It's nasty, it's dirty, but it's funny, 'cause it's the Raymond Lytle's morning disaster. He's lewd, he's rude, he's crude, but it doesn't matter, 'cause he's the morning master of rock and roll and laughter. Raymond Lytle's morning disaster.
People are now sending me messages guessing. That's
Sean
great.
Balint's got news and sports. Bodine's running down North Grand in his undershorts. Michelle will dwell on things colored pink and purple. They'll explain why Jim made a remake of that movie called The Black Hole. Slam the door, turn the key, get on the road now. The Central Illinois morning way to get down. It's nasty, it's dirty, but it's funny, 'cause it's the Raymond Lytle's morning disaster. He's lewd, he's rude, he's crude, but it doesn't matter, 'cause he's the morning master of rock and roll and laughter. Raymond Lytle's morning disaster.
See you later, everybody. Have a great rest of your Wednesday. Bye-bye.